guided by the light of the heavenlies. I can hear them calling out to me. Lord, I know my heart's a heavy stone, weathered by the beating of the shore, tethered to an ever sinking hope. Well, the road is long, and there are many miles ahead, and the moon is high, but I remember what you said. I'm giving it time, I'm giving it faith, I'm giving it more than I gave. Don't turn it around, no giving it. Weightless as a bird, leave your worries here. Take me at my word. Oh, there's nothing left to fear. Well, the road is long, and there are many miles ahead, and the moon is high, but I won't forget what you said. I'm giving it time, I'm giving it faith, I'm giving it more than I ever did take. I'm willing to run low, I'm willing to wait, no matter the price, I'm willing to pay. No turning around, we'll never give that. Un día siempre me suelto manhano el paraíso así. Un día
All right.
siempre
Okay.
me suelto manhano
I guess we're ready.
el paraíso.
Good morning, Guam. Ah! Good morning, Guam.
Good morning, everyone.
Sorry, guys, we're not late. Chamorro arrives precisely when he means to. It's called Chamorro Standard Time, and we're here on the link. It's the Breeze 93.9. There was something, anytime there's like gray clouds, the internet here goes, "Ooh!" And so we had to do a little reboot, like my my friend Joe Sir says. Let's reboot it. First rule of engineering. 6:33, the 26th day of October. Welcome to the link. Missed you guys. I'm so happy to be here on this Monday. The whole weekend, I was like, man, I just want this weekend to be over so I can go to work on Monday. The show is probably... What's up, guys? Hey, anybody here today? Good morning, Serena.
Good morning.
Jason, good morning.
Hey, good morning. And good morning to all of our fellow Chamorros and Guamanian expatriates who are in the great state of Indiana, because your Hoosiers are now in the top 25 after taking out very, very dominant Penn State. Good job.
All right. Brennan Falsto writes, please wake me up. Any good news? Nope. Go back to sleep, bro. It's still COVID.
Junior Rafalope writes half a day from Vallejo, California.
All right. Vallejo. I've been there. It's cool. There's like these bridges you go over, and you guys been to Vallejo?
What is Vallejo like? Is that around like cow country?
I don't know. It's always cloudy. That's what I know.
Oh, okay.
Brennan Falsto, good morning again. Maggie Monroe Anderson, happy Gray Monday. Mika Seguenza writes, good morning, Guam.
Ku'ulei Love writes, good morning from Tietzen.
I hope you all had a great weekend with all the rain showers. Yeah, I had an amazing weekend. Jesse Cadiz writes, Havadades and Buenos Dias, Todo Hamzu, Mananasi Duus. Lillian Cruz writes, beautiful song. Was that Microchild? Of course it was Microchild. Just wanted to give you a little bit of Microchild with your coffee, guys.
Not every shout out has to have some sort of geography attached to it. Sometimes short and simple. John Lastimosa says, good morning, guys.
Hey,
good morning,
John. Good morning. What do we got here? James Maglotnia, it's a gloomy Sunday afternoon in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh.
Send us some of your beautiful weather from Guam. Well, it's not so beautiful this morning.
Okay, we'll do something. We'll send you a little bit of sunshine and a lot of sand if you send them some bluegrass.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen bluegrass?
Can you send bluegrass through the mail?
I don't see one. Have you guys ever seen blue crabs? I've never seen a blue crab.
Debbie Davis writes, hi, Jason, Sabrina, Chris, KUAM team, and all on Guam. Continued prayers, my island friends. Chamarita Rages.
Speaking of Kentucky, hi, Debbie.
Chamarita Rages, Havaday, good morning, Chris, Sabrina, Jason, Joe, Sir, KUAM, Guam, CNMI, from the beautiful hillside of Sin City. Burn Flores. Hey, Burn, good morning. Iran in the house. Havaday, good morning, everyone. KUAM News Team, Chris, Bree, Jason, and Esther. Be safe, everyone. She's watching from the beautiful village of Inalahan. What else we got here? Kulei Love writes, this weather and song has me semi-falling asleep. It's waking you up easy, all right? What else we got here? Patricia Ann Atelig writes, Buenas Biba Lunes. T-Way Mori, Sigra Era writes, running him, Chook, running him, falsum.
Joel J. Santiago says, Buenas, buenas, buenas. A phrase so nice, you have to say it
thrice. Nice. Francis Duenas from Texas, watching from Texas. Maggie Tenorio Uggan. Avade, Sabrina, Chris, and Jason. Saludo para Hamzuna Tres.
Oh, man. You know what I would like to do? You're talking about, like, cultural exchange? Man, if people could send us some Texas barbecue. Have you guys ever tried, like, the different types of barbecue throughout the country? I mean, of course, you grew up in the Southwest, so there's...
What kind of barbecue do they have in Oklahoma, Bree?
Really good barbecue.
Is
No,
it
but
like
the barbecue sauce.
but it's very
nice
it's very
fall off the
smoky, right?
bone, Yeah.
Yeah, because I know on the East Coast, like the North Carolina, they say the North Carolina honeys, it's very, very sweet. And then in St. Louis, it's, the baby back ribs there is just like the fall off the bone. It's very, very tangy, the sauce.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I just got to say, I've tried barbecue all around the world, and the best barbecue in the world is from right here. I want to say Guam, but CNMI too. The islands, we just have the best barbecue.
The beer
That's it.
marination overnight, and then enjoy it with beer the next day, and then after you're done with that, then have more beer.
John Bucat writes, good morning, Chris, Sabrina, Jason, and the whole KUAM team from beautiful Inalahan. Brown sugar tea in the LBC. God bless you all and be safe.
Have you guys seen that commercial that's going around with Snoop Dogg and Bad Bunny? Like speaking of Long Beach, it's funny because they reference Long Beach. It's hilarious. You can probably see it on YouTube.
Okay.
I'll check that out, bro. What do we got, Bev?
Snoop Dogg has some long dreads now.
Yeah, he went through that reggae phase.
Yeah, did you see that documentary on Netflix? It was Snoop Lion.
Snoop Lion.
I am Snoop Lion, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he went through that whole spiritual journey that lasted, I guess, about 6 months.
What else we got here? Vicky Alave, good morning. Monday. Let's start the week right. Wear your mask. Be responsible individuals.
Yes.
DMs Marbibi. Dina says, good morning, Sabrina, Chris, and Jason. Have a great week. We're already off and running towards a great week. What else we got here?
Okay, Glenda Napati Delphin. Chamorro barbecue even when it's snowing in Ohio. Speaking of which, the Browns just beat the Bengals, if you were watching on KUM TV, in the Battle of the Buckeye State. O-H-I-O. Dot the I. Thank you.
Kai R. Kai writes, Buenos and off a day from Denver, Colorado. Rocky Mountain High. Also, Ann Lucas in Denver, Colorado. You guys should meet up.
Have you guys ever been to Denver?
Annie Paulino Babauta off a day from Washington.
My dad went to college out in Denver and everything. He said he never took me there, but he goes, it's a beautiful country. He loved it there.
Check out this breakfast for Chamarita Rages. Monday morning, cut and beef shank leftovers.
Ooh.
How do you recover after eating cut and beef shank for breakfast?
It's like hair of the dog. You know, how do you recover from it? Have a little bit more in the morning.
There you go.
And if it's a little bit cold and you know the
In this case, OJ, it's hair of the cow. 6:39. Let's get this show started. Then it's the link brought to you by Carrier 647 Cool IT&E, the Thrive Coalition, and Calvo Enterprises. This is the link. It's a 4-hour multimedia extravaganza. Good morning to our viewers on KUAM TV. And as always, let's go ahead and start the show with a deep dive into the day's headlines from the KUAM news team. Good morning, Sabrina Salas Matanani.
Today, Guam saw the death of 2 more people related to a COVID infection, both occurring on Saturday. The first one just before 5 a.m., a 55-year-old man with underlying health conditions. He had been admitted to GMH on October 10th and was a known positive. The second occurred Saturday afternoon. He was a 67-year-old man, also with underlying health condition. He was admitted to GRMC on that same day and tested positive upon admission. Since Friday night, Guam recorded 160 new positive cases of COVID-19 out of a total of 1,207 samples. Guam's current COVID case count is 1,207 people who have been infected with the virus since March. Actually, that's not right. The total COVID case count is over 4,000, actually, for COVID infections on Guam since March, with 71 deaths to date. 2 Department of Youth Affairs residents have tested positive for COVID-19. The pair were part of 4 residents in quarantine. Director Melanie Brennan saying they have since moved to the female unit, which has been designated as an isolation unit. Currently, there are no female clients at DYA. According to the JIC release, the 2 fell ill on Saturday and were tested for the virus. Their parents have been notified of the results. So far, 5 DYA employees have tested positive for COVID-19. The Department of Youth Affairs has reached out to the Department of Corrections to assist in staffing. The Department of Youth Affairs continues to follow public health guidance with all clients shelter in place. Visitations are currently being conducted over the phone, while appointments also are being held by phone or virtually. Additionally, 3 more GDOE employees have tested positive for COVID. The employees are from Carbolito Elementary, Orat Chalanpago, and Finagadzan Elementary School. Meanwhile, on Friday, GPD was notified that a civilian support employee assigned to the police's dispatch had tested positive for COVID-19. The employee is currently in home isolation, and the police department is working with public health contact tracers and case investigators to allow for deep cleaning and sanitization of the 911 dispatch center. Police dispatch operations will be moved to GPD headquarters in Tizen, and the Guam Fire Department's 911 center will be moved to GFD headquarters in Hagatya. The temporary relocation of the center will not impact emergency dispatch services. With more news, here is Tyler Matsanani.
Hafide, good morning, everyone. I'm Tyler Matanani with your headlines here on The Link. Another employee has tested positive for COVID at the Port Authority of Guam. This brings the total of positive cases at the port to 19 employees. The port's contact tracing team noted that no additional employees have been exposed. Port General Manager Roy Respicio was informed Thursday night that an employee who was identified as a close contact of a previous case had tested positive for COVID-19. However, the employee stayed home from work since the onset of symptoms, and as a result, there are no additional employees identified as potential close contacts with the latest case. Travelers from Guam will be allowed entry to Hawaii under the state's new pre-travel testing program. Hawaii recently announced that it would reopen its tourism industry by allowing travelers who present a negative COVID test within 72 hours of arrival to bypass otherwise mandatory quarantine. Guadalupe announced that Governor Lou Leon Guerrero spoke today with Hawaii Governor David Ige, who agreed to accept Guam public health testing results. According to the governor's office, DPHSS Director Art St. Augustine is working with Hawaii's public health department to ensure that Guam travelers who meet the proper test criteria are welcomed into the program. The Guam Economic Development Authority finalized the SOPs for their healthcare system stabilization grant this week at their board meeting. Eligible clinics will be treated as Tier 1 clinics until further guidance is given on the criteria for Tier 2 clinics. Tier 1 is specified as brick-and-mortar clinics with providers governed by the Guam Board of Medical Examiners or Board of Allied Health Examiners. There is a total of $2 million in grant funding available to eligible clinics. Applications will go live Monday at 8 a.m. Those interested in applying for the grant can do so at investguam.com. So far, 41 families who've suffered a COVID-related death have applied for the $10,000 bereavement pay authorized by the governor. Administration Director Edward Byrne has an update.
We've paid 7 and yesterday approved a further 6. So, as far as applications are concerned, we're more than halfway through. And in the first week that we started paying out, we expect to catch up with these that we've received this week by the end of next week.
Burns says the initial budget was $750,000 from CARES Act funding, which expires in December. He says claims will continue to be paid for as long as the money is available. The pandemic-fueled collapse of the tourism industry doesn't mean the Visitors Bureau won't need any funding. GVB has already made substantial cuts to its own budget, but appeared today before the legislature to get approval to use the balance of its rainy day fund for ongoing expenses. Bureau Vice President Jerry Perez says they're seeking funding support to coordinate efforts once the tide starts to turn around.
We're obviously very sensitive because the last part of the fiscal year show drops in arrivals. And so we're very sensitive to the fact that even though we have the authority to spend the balance of the funds for the fiscal year, we're mindful that some of these spending authorizations may not be supported by the Tourist Attraction Fund income in reality.
GVB also got approval for the refunding of bonds paid from the hotel occupancy tax, which will also provide it with some additional operational funds. That's the news for now. We'll see you all tonight at 6 on Primetime.
"45-year-old Christopher Herrera Rosero was arrested and charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance as a third-degree felony and family violence as a misdemeanor. According to court documents, police officers responded to a disturbance complaint in Tamuning where Rosero allegedly threw a pitcher of water and other items at an 81-year-old victim. When police located Rosero, he ran into the apartment unit. There, officers observed suspected drugs and drug paraphernalia, including a pipe with residue straws and resealable bags with suspected meth, which later tested presumptive positive for the drug. Also, according to court documents, Rosero is on pretrial release for another case. Serving in the capacity for only 4 months, Arlene Santos will be leaving her position as president of the Department of Chamorro Affairs. Guadalupe Press Secretary Crystal Paco San Agustin confirming Santos, quote, notified her board and our administration of her intent to resign effective October 30th. The governor appointed Santos as DCA president in late June. She was also still serving, but in an acting capacity as director of the Guam Public Library System. According to San Agustin, she will no longer serve in both positions, again, effective Friday. No decisions have been made on a replacement at this time. National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien announced that 2 new fast response Coast Guard cutters are being built and will be stationed in the territory. In a news conference early Saturday morning, Ambassador O'Brien said the ships will be used to help enforce the territory's exclusive economic zone and will also serve as a defense deterrent in the wake of growing communist Chinese incursions in Indo-Pacific waters. The 154-foot-long cutters can cover up to 2,500 nautical miles and remain at sea for as long as 5 days. Each will be manned by a crew of 24. The ambassador said it will take about 2 years to build the ships. O'Brien was also asked about the recent reopening of the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Guam. He said he does not believe the Beijing government should consider it a provocative move, and that the purpose of the office is to provide consular services and enhance trade between Taiwan and Guam. Just over a week before Election Day, President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden are on a busy weekend campaign schedule targeting states that are key to winning the White House. With a new jump in COVID-19 cases around the U.S., the pandemic is a prime topic for both candidates. Michael George reports.
President Trump and Joe Biden are holding rallies this weekend in battleground states that could decide the November 3rd election.
For the last half century, Joe Biden has been outsourcing your jobs, opening your borders, and sacrificing American blood and treasure in these endless, ridiculous foreign wars.
The president traveled to North Carolina, Ohio, and Wisconsin on Saturday. Former Vice President Biden campaigned in his native Pennsylvania, where he continued to go after the president for his pandemic response.
In our debate on Thursday night, Trump was still saying, we're rounding the corner. It's going away. We're learning to live with it. As I told him, we're not learning to live it, we're learning to die with it. Because he's doing nothing.
Former President Barack Obama went to Miami to drum up support for his two-term VP.
When you have a president who cannot call out or even criticize white supremacists, that's a problem.
Did I vote? I voted straight Republican. Thank you.
President Trump cast his ballot Saturday morning at a library in West Palm Beach, Florida, near his Mar-a-Lago estate. Across the nation, many early voters are standing in long lines, including New York City.
All these are people that are out here that want to make sure their vote counts.
We the people, by the people, and for the people, we elect the government.
So far, 53 million Americans have cast early ballots, shattering records. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And joining us now from the Zoom room with your workweek weather forecast is National Weather Service's Landon Idolette. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Well, I see you're on that keto diet.
You know, it's been a long weekend. I didn't eat that much, so I lost a little
Your
bit
eyes
of
just
weight
sparkle in the
over
morning.
here.
Yeah.
You know, I got a twinkle in my eyes.
Yeah,
so
might need a little
it's good to
Visine
see
for
you
that.
all this morning.
Hey, good morning, Landon.
Hey, good morning. Anyway, let me get my tripod up and situated here. Here we go. I also got a little friend up here as well.
Wow.
So,
I thought
good
that was a
morning. He's got a
costume.
nice little bark. Not too much bite, though. But I hope you all had a great weekend. We do have some showers and thunderstorms out there. I'm going to turn you around again and look out my office window. We do have some showers here at the Weather Service office. And this is going to be the theme for the day, probably through at least the evening overnight hours, as we have a tropical disturbance passing by well to our south. That is the good news. And we've had a lot of messages to our Facebook page asking if there's a storm in the region. But the good news is there is no tropical storm or typhoon in our region. At this point, we do have a weak disturbance passing by well to our south. We were watching that materialize over the last week, and we were concerned about it coming close to Guam, passing over us with the CNMI this weekend, but it kept well to the south, and that has been the trend. And so we're going to be watching that as it exits our region. That disturbance is in West Area 99W, and again, that is no threat for development for Guam or the CNMI, as it will move off towards the west-northwest and towards the Philippines. So what do we have here locally? Well, we have a lot of showers and thunderstorms. Again, if we have or look back to last week, we were talking about the clouds. This is the infrared satellite imagery showing the cloud top temperatures. This is where your highest cloud tops are with those cooler temperatures. This is where the deep convection is going on right now. There's some showers and thunderstorms there. We have spotty showers here, as we can see outside our window. But as far as the lightning potential, it looks like it's kind of minimized at this point for the morning. Can we see more deep convection later today across the island? That's certainly the case, as we have this juicy pattern overhead, more convection over the CNMI. I'm going to throw up the wind streamlines here, and this is what we're looking at. These are the wind speeds or the wind directions across the region, this little feature, that wave right there, that's a surface trough. That's going to be pushing through our area, and that's linked to the disturbance farther south, that broad circulation here. It's a very weak disturbance, a weak circulation, and the good news is that's going to be tracking off towards the west-northwest. So we're going to have a little bit of slop across the region through tonight and tomorrow, but not all that bad. Now, looking at the upper levels, these are the surface winds. I'm going to throw up the upper atmospheric winds. And when we have these two features together, we have the convergence at the surface and divergence aloft. You have an upper level trough here. These winds are diverging there. So that's kind of like a vacuum to help pull that moisture and the convection from the surface up to the higher atmosphere. And that's helping generate that deep storms. So we're going to take those off. And this is where we animate it. So we can see all that stuff pushing through. So it's going to be juicy today, off and on showers and thunderstorms, a lot of clouds, but cannot rule out a peak of sunshine here and there. But it's going to be generally wetter today than probably the next several days as that disturbance pushes off to the west. So again, 99W, that's rated low by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center for development to a tropical system over the next 24 hours. And that any development will occur once it has pushed away from us. Now, I do have this chart up here. This is just basically some of the basics of tropical weather. You have the convergence at the surface. When the winds converge, it has nowhere to go except up. So you have your updrafts, you get those clouds, those towering cumulus clouds. Bree, there's going to be a test on this after our cloud chart discussion last week. When you have those updrafts, where does it go? It hits that stable layer in the atmosphere, so the clouds have to spread out. That's where you have your mature thundercloud or cumulonimbus. So these are just some of the basics. And those towering cumulonimbus can be upwards of 5,000 to 25,000 feet. And then on higher, when you have the strong updrafts supported by the upper level disturbance. So as far as what we have for the week, not too bad once we get past these showers and thunderstorms. It's going to be off and on showers. I do actually want to show you one more thing, and that's the winds. I did mention the winds earlier. We're looking at the satellite-derived winds over the ocean. And so you can see these colors. The blues, those are the lighter winds. The dark blues, that's about 10 to 15 knots of wind over the water. But the greens, those are the stronger winds there. You have Guam right here. You have the greens and yellow winds. Those are 15 to 25 knot winds over the water. And that's what's pushing over our area right now. More winds down to the south, lesser winds for Rota, Tinian, and Saipan with that disturbance closer to Guam than it is from the Sinai. So we're going to be dealing with these winds today. And in response, the seas will be going up a little bit. The purple line, those are the forecast waves out on the open water. This is Epan Buoy, right off of Jeff's Pirates Cove. And you can see when the winds are picking up, those observed waves are in turn increasing as well. So we may have a high rip of risk currents or rip currents if this trend continues today. Right now, we're just below high risk, which is 9 feet of surf. So we do have a moderate risk of rip currents along east-facing reefs today. That's going to die down. Looking ahead, that could be another disturbance next week. That's a model-derived forecast for the wave heights. We're watching another development that could bring showers and thunderstorms to the region on the coming weekend. So do stay tuned for that. Showers and thunderstorms today, and then a little bit drier for the remainder of the week. Not all that bad. But come next weekend, especially for the Halloween, the trick-or-treaters, if you're out there going about distanced and safely, do keep a check on the weather forecast because we could have another disturbance coming through for the following weekend.
That'd be great just to keep everyone home.
You know, that could help.
Right.
As far as me being a weather junkie, if it's stormy out there, I might be out there roaming around, so we'll see.
Right. Hey, Latin, can we go over the lightning deal again? Because I was took the kids swimming, and we had a bunch of the low-hanging clouds Saturday, and I was just like, let's go, Uncle Landon, out of the water. So maybe just refresh.
Yeah, keep a check on the weather. And right now we're in the wet season, so it's coming up on end of October, so we still have at least another month of the wet season, and we could still see more development in the region, whether it affects us directly or not, that remains to be said and seen. So keep a close check on the weather, especially if we have these disturbances in Micronesia. Try to spin up here and there.
All right. And anything else, Landon, in closing?
That's it. Have a great week. We'll be here watching things closely. So
I feel like you're doing Christmas and Halloween. Maybe we get a little Thanksgiving in there for next week. Let's do as many holidays as we can celebrate at the same time. Definitely a multitasking office over there.
Well, we're all about the food too, so we have a potluck and good time when we have a chance.
There you go. Thanks, Landon. Appreciate it, my man.
Have a great day.
You too. There you go, Landon Islet. Probably getting flooded in there at the weather service over there in Tijan. That they do get flooded pretty easily. So I don't know. Did you bring your galoshes to work today? My friend Andy had a Facebook post about why don't more people wear galoshes on Guam.
I actually have rain boots.
I know.
On standby.
Landon, what do you think? Rain boots? Is it time to bust out the rain boots or what?
You know, I think today's going to be your best excuse for rain boots for this week. Otherwise, next weekend could be another excuse. We don't have the best opportunities. It's hot and humid out there, but today would be a decent day for that.
There you go. So
if you have them, go ahead and sport them out.
Everybody who got those rain boots on Amazon or whatever, and you're wondering when to wear them, this is the week you can get away with it, okay? So wear them around the house. Go stomp. The only reason I'd wear them is because you can stomp in the puddles. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Landon. Bye-bye for real now. Okay. But with the rain boots on Guam, Bree, whenever I see someone in rain boots, I can't help but think how muggy, sticky, and stinky their feet are.
Why?
Just boots in general. Guam is not a boots place. Remember that song that came out? Was that Boots with the Furs? All I could think about was stinky feet. It's 7 o'clock, Guam. Good morning. Welcome to The Link on the Breeze. We're KUAM-FM and Agotnia. We'll be right back with more of the show after this. Good morning.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Celebrate National Pizza Month with the Pepsi Pizza Report. Pepsi helps celebrate this tasty month with an easy way for you to win Pepsi and pizza. Post a photo of yourself enjoying your favorite Pepsi beverage to KOM News or Uno Instagram or Facebook pages to enter to win Pepsi and pizza from one of our pizza sponsors. Catch the Pepsi Pizza Report every Thursday on KOM News' The Link Morning Show and on the social media pages of KOM News for reports, tastings, and everything pizza and Pepsi.
Your generosity can change lives. Disasters won't stop during this global pandemic, so neither will we. The Guam chapter of the American Red Cross is calling on the continued support of the community to assist with their mission of providing disaster relief and recovery efforts, military family support, and life-saving training and certifications. In times of emergency, our support will not waver, and we pray that your support of our efforts will continue as well. We invite you to join us in commemorating our 20th annual signature fundraiser virtually this year by supporting the Red Ball in a Box. We will be delivering special red boxes, which include a 4-course dinner from Micronesian Chefs Association and wine to our patrons and sponsors. As a sponsor, your company and message will also be featured in a special television tribute to the Guam chapter of the American Red Cross. For sponsorship opportunities and more information, please call 688-0280 or visit our Instagram or Facebook page. Let's support our community. Though we're apart, we're still together in generosity and support.
Pepsi Guam Bottling, a local company. We produce your favorite products right here on island, like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Hanum, Chamorro Punch, Tropical Ice, and more. We've invested millions into local production and will continue to upgrade our facilities and provide local jobs so you can truly buy local. Our long history of producing the freshest and best products will continue. This is our vision. Pepsi Guam Bottling.
Our frontliners have been working tirelessly to keep us safe, and now they need your help to get our island back up and running as safely as possible. Did you know your smartphone can be one of the most powerful tools in our fight against COVID-19? That's why we're bringing you the Guam COVID Alert Exposure Notification app. This app works by letting you know if you've been exposed to someone who's positive. It's completely voluntary, and more importantly, it's completely anonymous. It does not track who you are or your location. Researchers at Oxford University have found that for every 100 to 200 downloads of the app, it can prevent 100 infections and save one life. Add your phone to the COVID fight by going to guamcovidalert.guam.gov or download it from the App Store or Google Play now. Help Guam stop COVID-19.
For all of those who love this spooky time of year, KYM brings you an adventure to clear. Choose your path through a virtual trick-or-treat. Hope you get through it without too much heat. Go to KYM News IG for this fun and collect your prize when all is done. Take on this adventure on October 26th and let this be your Halloween fix. It's fun for all in the family too. Happy Halloween wishes to them and to you.
My name is Mike Kaliko. I had this sign at my house in the 2018 election. I supported Michael Nicholas because I really believed that he was the leader that we needed. I put my life and business on pause and worked for him in Guam and Washington, D.C. And I got to know what kind of person he really was. He doesn't respect or care for ordinary people. He's an expert in Facebook, but he will not face our people. He is more about promoting himself than promoting us. We need someone who can be honest and trustworthy and work hard for us every day. A leader who respects our veterans and cares for the needs of our Manumku and Manhoban. Robert Underwood is an experienced and trusted leader who respects and listens to us. We need a leader who is honest and trustworthy. This is why I am ready for Robert Underwood for Congress.
I'm Robert Underwood, and I approve this message.
Really feeling this Monday. Look outside your window. Is this not the perfect Monday weather? If I'd have known, man. But you can't call in sick in 2020 in October, you know? We're getting Joser out there with our sky cam. It's not a drone, it's actually a person.
I can't really tell because the windows are tinted in here. So
Yeah. Well, look there. It's gray.
It's very overcast.
Yeah.
Very, very gray.
All right. Our human drone out there. That's what we're looking at in scenic Harmon. The most beautiful thing about Harmon, it's the sky. And the people. All right. Come on back, Joe, sir. You're depressing people. People seeing this are like, you know what? Let's go back to bed. Warm up here, cut a beef shank. That's what you're hearing now. You're hearing the sound of thousands of Guam residents opening the freezer and taking out the meat to make some kind of kadu tonight. Sounds good, Bree?
it does, especially with like the coconut milk.
Ooh. Damn. Right? Yep. Especially with the coconut milk. Coconut milk makes everything better.
It's kind of hard, though, to watch Monday morning football if you have too much coconut milk, because unless you have, like, a TV in the bathroom.
I don't know why that coconut milk does that to you.
See, I'm lactose intolerant, but...
You're not.
But coconut milk is
Jay,
not...
You have the white blood in you. You're not lactose intolerant.
I'm very lactose intolerant.
Okay.
I don't think I really care to hear about that this early in the morning.
Yeah, okay. Well, it is what it is, guys. I love coconut milk. If I ever go into the hospital, just Put me one IV of Finadeni, one IV of coconut milk, and just sit back and wait. Here I come.
You know who really likes coconut milk, though? Our friend Sean Gumatata, because I've seen him jam on some Tinactac.
Sean Gumatata eats his cereal with coconut milk. That's how. And he's coming up on...
Let's let him defend himself.
And bring him on. If you breathe, there was a guidance that came out because this is Halloween week, okay? And this guidance came out here. It's funny, I don't remember any guidance coming out about Easter, and now we have one about Halloween. Bree, what was the gist of this guidance that came out of the...
I didn't read all of it.
Okay.
It's like 6 pages long. But for the most part, public health is discouraging traditional door-to-door trick-or-treating, social gatherings of more than 5 individuals, Halloween and/or costume parties, haunted houses are strictly prohibited. And so they have different ways to celebrate Halloween safely, decorating and carving pumpkins with only those in the same household, decorate your home, admiring Halloween decorations in your neighborhood, but at a distance, reading classic Halloween stories with those in the same household, baking Halloween-themed cookies, watching Halloween-themed movies or shows at your house, hiding Halloween treats in and around your house, participating in safe curbside trick-or-treating events sponsored by responsible businesses, holding drive-by costume or car decorating contests with judges who are physically distanced, and holding a virtual Halloween costume contest so everyone can show off their costume. Again, this is guidance from the Department of Public Health and Social Services. It was issued yesterday. They are discouraging traditional door-to-door trick-or-treating, social
God,
gatherings.
I never thought I'd hear that out loud. Traditional door-to-door trick-or-treating.
Right. I'm done.
Oh, you're done?
Yeah.
No, let's get to this part here. This is my favorite part. Halloween guidance for individuals, households, distributing treats. So don't do it, but if you do.
That's the crazy thing to me. It's like, the craziest thing is, I mean, the advice is if you do this, which you should not, but if you happen to...
Just leave it and don't do it.
Yeah, because people are going to misbehave, as is the case over the last 7 months. But wash your hands properly after every, let's call it, transaction, right? After passing out candy or doing something like that.
After every trick-or-treat transaction.
Yeah, further down they say, we really recommend using tongs to pass out the candy, which is not a bad idea. But they said if you do it, wash your hands. I mean, depending if you live in a densely populated residential area, you may be washing your hands like 80 times an hour. Your hands are going to look like a monitor lizard.
Right. And there's so many different things. I don't know if you've seen it on social media. Different organizations are holding like drive-by.
Yeah.
I think the Guard held something over the weekend. Their trunk or treats.
Go back, Jake. Yeah, so right there what Jay was talking about. It's highly encouraged to use tongs, a spoon, or a tray to distribute treats.
Yeah,
Children should not be allowed to retrieve their treats from a bowl or bag.
Yeah, don't put your candy in a bowl and have kids reach in and get it themselves. And I'm just wondering if you are isolating yourself or someone in your home is a known COVID positive, you can turn off all the lights and just say, like you can maybe put up a sign or something like that. And, we're not participating. I don't know.
How about I just put up a sign that says, we all have COVID, don't come here.
Yeah.
Or is that a haunted house? We got a comment here. Guidance is due to all the events being announced. Yeah, and so there are a bunch of drive-through, drive-up, curbside, whatever you want to call it, events being coordinated by different mayor's offices. So this is the official word from Public Health. Jay, you going to put that in the comments?
Yeah.
Okay, he'll put that in the comments there.
And also, if you are trick-or-treating or drive-by trick-or-treating, they do recommend that you leave your treats out for 48 hours before consuming. Allow children to eat only original factory-wrapped treats. Avoid homemade treats made by strangers.
So I got to wait 48 hours to go through my kids' candy and take all the good ones.
That's what it says here.
Okay. Yeah, Frank Nutty Dog Solace writes, tongs, the metal kind. Okay, Bobat, not the one you wear. How'd you, what? I feel attacked. Yeah, now I got to get a tongs for Halloween candy because the tongs I have, that's strictly for the barbecue. You don't cross-contaminate. 7:12. Let's go ahead and we'll take a real quick break and come back with Sean Gumatao here on the link. It's The Breeze, 93.9. Good morning, Guam.
Pepsi Guam Bottling, a local company. We produce your favorite products right here on island, like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Hanum, Chamorro Punch, Tropical Ice, and more. We've invested millions into local production and will continue to upgrade our facilities and provide local jobs so you can truly buy local. Our long history of producing the freshest and best products will continue. This is our vision. Pepsi Guam Bottling.
I am the future. We are the future.
The future leaders.
Businesswomen.
Please keep us in mind
When you vote, don't choose more of the same. John Ananich is unique and new. Focus on the mission of making our island safer.
And securing our
future.
I am the future.
Vote for John Ananich.
For Senator!
Visit us at johnananich.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
I'm John Ananich, and I approve this message.
Thrive, a coalition for a drug-free Dedido, is an active partnership of community members and leaders committed to a vibrant, resilient, and empowered Dedido. It takes a village to raise healthy and drug-free youth. Thrive with us. Find us online or email thrive@westcare.com. GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
The Christmas Pops Virtual Holiday Shopping Fair is coming on Sunday, November 29th. It's the third annual Christmas Pops event with local artisans, crafters, and businesses in a reimagined and safe way for you to shop. As many small businesses struggle to survive, the call to buy local is greater than ever. To learn more and participate in this one-of-a-kind multimedia marketplace event on the stations and digital platforms of KUAM Communications, bringing together the island's biggest array of local vendors, email bettyann@kuam.com or visit kuam.com. Presented to you by Stroll Courier. Get all your packages, documents, and gifts delivered island-wide. Visit strollguam.com/courier and book a delivery today.
Uproar Race to 21 Challenge. 2020 is one year we can't wait to put in the rearview mirror. So lace up, get ready, set, and run to 21 with the Guam Rona Challenge. Join the virtual challenge starting now through December 31st. Go at your own pace and select from 100, 2, or the 300-mile challenge. To register, visit runtochallenge.com. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Trench Challenge, and Kill Cliff. This is an Uproar event. Proceeds benefit the Special Olympics Guam.
Imagine the video on that, Jay.
I mean, they say if it's raining toads, that's a really, really bad thing. But cats and dogs, that's that's next level.
We'd have to break in and cancel all the guests and be like.
But if it would be raining cats and dogs, would the cats still land on all fours?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
The dogs, they're on their own.
This is the kind of show we're gonna have today, guys. It's 7:16 Monday. Let's go into the KUAM News Zoom room where we're going to bring on Sean Gumatao. Sean, I know we had you on about the presidential debates, but Lord Almighty, we couldn't find a Democrat to come on with you. Not saying you're a Republican or anything, but yeah.
Well, I guess maybe they're taking a break ahead of what's going to be could be a very lopsided event come Super Tuesday, maybe.
Ooh. Shots fired right out the gate, Sean.
Hey, I got to tell you, I've been watching your show, and if they can't survive both Sabrina and Chris's interviews, then I think if the public watches very carefully, and we could talk about this on election night as well, that if they're not able to articulate their views, then it looks like there might be a big change coming across all of the different elected offices in Guam.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, and this is it. This is the last week running up to Super Tuesday. And we've got a bunch of coverage planned. We'll get into that later, Bree.
Which?
our election coverage.
Oh, yeah.
Or now, I mean, well, I got you here.
Well, I wanted to ask Sean first, out of the candidates that you did get a chance to watch, who stood out for you in a good way?
Or in a bad way.
Yeah, either way.
Okay, I thought that was gonna be a trick question going into this because I know throughout the entire last couple of weeks I've been kind of communicating back and forth with you, and I just at times I scratch my head about some of the answers, and this is not just reserved for Democrats or it's even on the Republican side. I think that the community, if you get a chance, get onto the YouTube channel for KUAM and spend just a couple of minutes listening or a couple hours listening to the interviews that have been given across the 24 candidates for public office, especially your legislature. I think if you don't spend even a couple of minutes, you will be very, I guess, maybe disappointed come inauguration day in January, because we looked at some of the issues that you presented and their responses, and some of them are just super disconnected with the community today.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're seeing here with the spread of the candidates is people know that some of these incumbents may be facing a heavy price on Tuesday. But that being said, I don't know if we're at the point where we're just going to elect anybody, because if you kind of look at some of the people running and then what they're saying, there seems to be a lot of people whose whole platform is, I hate Lou. Lou sucks. And I mean, the incumbents did what they did, and we did have that Democrat supermajority. I mean, pretty much going to bat for most of the major decisions that came out of Adelup. But I don't know if that necessarily means we're at a point where we're just going to elect anybody.
Yeah, the candidates really, for me, when I was listening, I just had my wallet, and I was trying to wonder, were they really addressing the issues of our pocketbook? And many of them, I will tell you, did not. And I will tell you that I hope before they get inaugurated, that they listen to people, they listen to the common person, and remember that the issues that face our island today start and end with our pocketbook. If they do not, and they consider, okay, let's talk about COVID and other issues and marijuana, those things are not going to resonate. And then we can only expect to continue to see either ineffective leadership in that branch, or we're just going to continue to have much of the same that we've seen, quite frankly, over the last maybe 4 to 6 years.
You've been in politics for quite a while. Do the Republican and Democratic parties, did they recruit their candidates, or can anybody just run and say, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat? Because when you look at the quality of some of these candidates, it's kind of
leaves a little to be desired, would be putting it nicely.
Chris and Sabrina, it's a combination of two. It is that willingness by that person to say, I would like to put myself out there as a candidate for public office. And then secondly, it is the heads of the parties who are also responsible for recruiting those that they believe will reflect the ideals of their respective parties. So when we think about what we've seen over the last couple of weeks, especially going into the cycle, maybe even before that, going into what we thought was going to be a primary, they do reflect that recruitment. And so when you start to listen to their issues, it's kind of like we were wondering out loud, are they really reflecting the total values of the individual parties? Are they considering the most important issues of the day? I got to tell you, I put it solely on the shoulders of the two respective heads of the parties at this point, relative to how they brought those people to bear upon the general election ballot, for sure.
Right. And I think it didn't appear in many instances there was any grooming of these candidates or preparing these candidates to speak to people or to do interviews.
I mean, also the candidates, hello, if you're going to run for office, don't run to run. I mean, put yourself out there, get your answers straight. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not that hard. It happens every election year. Right. People ask these candidates questions, and I don't understand why some of these people come on for these interview forums and they can't even answer a simple question. Yet they've got 5,000 signs out there.
Right, Chris. I don't think it's so much the question as much as when they think about what is the branch that they're run or whatever office they're running for. What do they exactly do? If they don't know that you're creating public policy, and then you're looking at the issues of the day, and you can't articulate how you're going to create a public policy, because a lot of what the legislative branch does, it is nothing to do with oversight all the time. It's the creation of public policy. So for all of us that are out there, and we've all been active in understanding it and trying to help others articulate those things, we tell them. But I tell you, when they're up against Sabrina Salas-Matani and Chris Barnett, when they are listening to the questions from KUAM, if they are unable to answer those very succinctly or even answer them to at least to get the voter a chance to get insight into what they're all about, it's going to be a pretty uphill battle because they won't be able to answer even a basic constituent those important issues of the day.
And I also see what a lot of candidates are doing is they're tapping into this. I mean, people are not happy. People are very disappointed, let down by just elected officials in general, right? With the senators. And I think what you're saying about a lot of people who are running on this, like, I'm going to keep the executive branch in check. I think they're able to say this and build a whole campaign out of it because we haven't seen it for the most part in the last 2 years. But what I don't want to end up with is, 15 senators and 12 of them are just going to be writing letters to Adelup every other day. I mean, I think we've seen that in this last legislature where it's the extreme. You got some people who, are keeping the post office alive with the number of stamps they're using. And then you got other people who, can't even give Adelup a B for their handling of the pandemic. And so hopefully we can end up with something a little more down the middle, and definitely a better spirit of cooperation, because I'm just not going to have this another 2 years of Speaker Barnes gaveling and the Democratic leadership just silencing Republicans and even other Democrats. I think the people really paid attention to a lot of the sessions that went down during this pandemic, and I think they saw it for what it was. And I wonder if there's going to be hell to pay on Tuesday.
Yeah, when you look at the dynamic between the two branches of government, they're supposed to provide a check and a balance of what the work that's being done. And yes, I think many in our community are arguing today that they haven't done a really great job of that. And the next group of legislators will be taken to task to ensure that that check and balance doesn't exist. If it doesn't, then it's going to be a pretty short tenure, as they will probably be out, especially in the next election, which is the big general. Midterms sometimes don't always get the same kind of output. They don't get the same amount of quality, but in the general, it's going to be a make or break for both parties.
So what are you feeling? You think we're going to see a Republican majority in the 36th Guam legislature? I think it's going to be close.
I think many of my friends in the Republican Party in Talofofo and in the island-wide will probably say, yes, there's a strong chance it could be an 8-7 Republican majority.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, there's also a strong chance it could be an 8-7 Democratic majority. I think that we're seeing a lot more of the addition of quality Republican candidates brought to bear. What I mean by that, meaning folks who have experience in their general base. When you bring them against the current incumbents, we might see some incumbents today lose their jobs in next Tuesday, and then you're going to see it could be either a replacement of them, but it's going to be tight. I think 8-7, it could go either way.
Right.
But what that means for our community, it's going to be a little more balanced policy, call it policy side of the house for our branches of government, and it really will kind of change the dynamic between the executive branch and what happens at the Guam legislature for sure.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Chris. The other interesting race, I think, also is the congressional race, because typically it's supposed to be, 2 people, and you have 3 people running, and it just seems as though you could see these votes split in all kinds of ways.
Right.
And it could be anybody's race.
No, that's an interesting point, Sabrina. The delegate race is kind of turned on its head now because of what's happened with the general election. But I will also say this, is that depending on the outcome, are we going to be into a runoff in, 30 days? And remember, with COVID, we could expect voter turnout and right now we're kind of we're well on our way, but I mean, voter turnout is going to be lower. We should not expect it to be in the high 70s and 80s that we've enjoyed prior. And I think this is that moment. And for the delegate races specifically, it's going to have a big impact on its final outcome.
I'm excited. And there was a poll. Someone was telling me about a poll last week, Sean, where basically what you're saying, it could end up 8-7 either way. But what I think we're definitely going to see is, I think the Democratic leadership wondering how strong they're going to finish, and then this is going to change the complexion of the leadership in the legislature as a whole, right? So I wonder when the results come out, is there going to be blood in the water where some of these Democrats who force their way to power in this legislature, if they're going to be in that same position. But what I do think a 8-7 either way split will force is it'll force the parties to work together a little more, right? Because the Democrats aren't going to have that stranglehold on things.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people asking for the lawmakers of our community, the legislature, to do a better job of that job. I mean, many will argue that they're probably not the most popular people in this community today. Throughout the pandemic, they said they were working, but the idea was, well, what does that mean? I mean, some of the policies that came out over the last 7 months haven't reflected the true response of the COVID or the public health emergency in Guam. So yes, what'll happen, but the critical thing, Chris and Sabrina, is going to be the first year of this new set of lawmakers, because they are going to show whether or not the administration can really work with them. But also, it's going to be important for any policies, I guess, called after COVID, to really support this community. And will it really hit the pocketbooks? There's no question that the pocketbook issues of Guam are at stake in this election. And I hope people that are listening this morning and are watching, that are remembering that when you go to the polls, if you haven't already, because remember, most of them already have done because of COVID, but it's going to be pocketbook issues. And I can't think of anything else outside of COVID that's going to drive the voters to be able to bubble in something for a vote for any of these folks coming on Tuesday.
Sean, you talked a little bit about midterms, but let's cast our eyes a couple years in the future. What do you think we're going to be looking at from the Republicans? Do they have anybody who can run for Adelup? And then on the Democrat side, I keep hearing these whispers about Governor Liu is not going to run again. I know she said otherwise, but you can kind of see sometimes there appears to be some distancing between like the lieutenant governor and his people and the governor and her people. Do you make that out to be what it is? I mean, do you think we're going to see Josh kind of break out and run on his own, or are you hearing anything? And what are you hearing about Republicans?
Well, I would say that the enthusiasm for Republicans are saying, well, yes, now we have a great shot to win Adelup. But 2 years is really a long time in political times. It's really a lot. I mean, so they're going to have to do some really big things to shift the trajectory of the administration's kind of stranglehold on Adelup today. Obviously, they had 2 consecutive terms of a Republican governor, and they were able to get through. Now, what's going to happen is all of the entire weight is going to be based on what's going to happen in the next 2 years of Governor Liu. Will the Democrat governor of Guam be able to shift the view that she's doing a fantastic job in response efforts for the public health emergency, and just governing it in general, if it will be enough to be able to take what could be a potential Republican candidate and totally change the way that the island views its leaders. So it's the jury's still out. There's still much that's going to be done. And I would tell you this coming year in 2021 will be the kind of the sign of what could happen in the next general. But if you look at this YouTube video in a year and a half from now, it might be completely turned on its head too.
Right. Yeah. Before we let you go, we wanted to talk comms a little bit, and this just generally, or even if you could provide specific examples, we've been really critical of the messaging that's come out, the COVID-related messaging, and we just saw this morning this Halloween guidance where it was like, don't Halloween, but if you do, do this and do that and do that, mixed messaging, or do you think they're allowing for the inevitable group of people who are going to trick or treat no matter what?
Yeah, I will say, as a person who was part of the messaging in the middle of this response, I will say that, and to give them a little bit of credit, public health is deferring completely to the Centers for Disease Control relative to how folks should do Halloween. And it's interesting. I was listening earlier and some of the ideas. One of my brothers in the States, he lives in California, which is not a hot spot where he lives, but he's doing trick or treating. He's going to give little candies, but he built a slide so he can help give candies to folks. Pretty because he loves Halloween, obviously. Yeah. But when it comes to the guidance from the CDC, they're just trying to trying to give them enough information to make decisions. And I try to tell this to my kids too. These are extraordinary times, and how we do things like Halloween and other activities in our community, we have to remember that this is only a one-off. We're not going to be stuck doing Halloween like this forever. So it's a little different. I'm throwing candy on my table on a Halloween night and say, here, guys, have fun. I'll even have some junky ones so my kids can have a little bit of the taste of what would be a real trick-or-treating. But the idea is, here's some options. You can do them, but be mindful, be safe when you're out there. And I don't think it's mixed messaging. I just think they're trying to use much of the CDC's guidance as they can and let the people decide what they think would be best for their own safety relative to Halloween.
I appreciate that.
All right, Sean, thanks so much.
Hey, thanks, guys. I got to get to my UOG class. I'm all warmed up now. Thank you.
Right on. Good for you. And hey, maybe next time we could talk about the debates.
yeah, no, not worries. And by the way, to Jason's idea about coconut milk, you just give me ideas for dinner tonight. So thank you very much for. And I don't eat coconut milk or eat cereal with my coconut milk, but I'll try that out.
Hey, we'll see you on election night.
That's for sure.
All right, he's gonna help us out with the election.
Yeah.
Nice, sweet, good job, Sean.
The gang's all getting back together, man. We got the band.
Sounds like fun. I'm very excited.
And don't knock the cereal with coconut milk. It's vegan.
Okay, I'll figure that out too.
Okay, see you, my man.
Bye.
7:35. It just reminds me of the time we didn't have any milk for cereal growing up, and my grandma told me to use the carnation milk.
Really?
It's a little rich, guys. Rich.
No, you want to know what's crazy? I get my lactose intolerance from my father, and his was so bad. He was very, very sensitive. So when he was in college, he used to have not the mini shredded wheat, but the big, the one there's 4 per package, the big shredded wheat. He used to drink that with Ocean Spray cranberry juice. That trend that's going around right now where you play the old Fleetwood Mac song and you drink the Ocean Spray where you're skating down the... My dad had the Ocean Spray thing way before that.
Wow. I didn't even know they still made Ocean Spray.
I used to eat Cheerios with ice water because I was so sensitive to milk.
I don't know. I think all I heard you say was lactose intolerant.
Yeah, and then we had a comment
all morning long.
We had a comment here, Jay, that was, I don't know who left it, but it said something like, "Pretty sure there's no lactose in coconut milk."
Well, you can tell that to my gastrointestinal system, and it would respectfully disagree.
Beg to differ. All right. Any more bathroom jokes, Jay?
No.
Okay.
Mercifully, no.
Okay. 7:36, guys. We'll take a quick break, and we're going to come back and talk a little bit about this statement that came out from the Archdiocese of Agutnia. And it was a statement that had come out in a reaction to some statements from the Pope. And we'll kind of unpack that and the reaction to that coming up next here on The Link. It's The Breeze 93.9.
Help slow the spread of viruses with Carrier's optical. For all of those who love this spooky time of year, KYM brings you an adventure to clear. Choose your path through a virtual trick-or-treat. Hope you get through it without too much heat. Go to KYM News IG for this fun and collect your prize when all is done. Take on this adventure on October 26th and let this be your Halloween fix. It's fun for all in the family too. Happy Halloween wishes to them and to you.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Celebrate National Pizza Month with the Pepsi Pizza Report. Pepsi helps celebrate this tasty month with an easy way for you to win Pepsi and pizza. Post a photo of yourself enjoying your favorite Pepsi beverage to KOM News or Uno Instagram or Facebook pages to enter to win Pepsi and pizza from one of our pizza sponsors. Catch the Pepsi Pizza Report every Thursday on KOM News' The Link Morning Show and on the social media pages of KOM News for reports, tastings, and everything pizza and Pepsi.
My name is Mike Kaliko. I had this sign at my house in the 2018 election. I supported Michael Nicholas because I really believed that he was the leader that we needed. I put my life and business on pause and worked for him in Guam and Washington, D.C. And I got to know what kind of person he really was. He doesn't respect or care for ordinary people. He's an expert in Facebook, but he will not face our people. He is more about promoting himself than promoting us. We need someone who can be honest and trustworthy and work hard for us every day. A leader who respects our veterans and cares for the needs of our Manumku and Manhoban. Robert Underwood is an experienced and trusted leader who respects and listens to us. We need a leader who is honest and trustworthy. This is why I am ready for Robert Underwood for Congress.
I'm Robert Underwood, and I...
The holidays are almost here, and we could all use an extra dose of cheer and joy this year. So, we're breaking the rules and giving you a holiday head start on Breeze 93.9 FM. Throughout the months of October and November, listen to the special holiday head start blocks of all the season's favorites from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and again from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Let's try to make spirits bright and make this the most wonderful time of the year. Happy holidays from Breeze.
Mixed up, it would actually be Sabrina, the governor, Chris, lieutenant governor.
It'll actually be, no thank you.
Jason Solis, chief of staff. Joe Camacho writes, I'm a diehard Democrat. It's going to be really interesting due to we didn't have a primary election. Ayade Tautotono. Neats Maniari, I voted early and only 6 candidates have a real platform. They also go on to write here, a very undesired list due to anyone running just so the parties can get a majority. Feel you on that one.
And it's going to be a tough year, when you look at what's ahead for Guam, especially with, the PUA and the federal funding running out in December if Congress doesn't pass anything else. Yeah. And these leaders are going to really have a tough time trying to figure out how we're going to navigate everything.
Yeah. So these candidates who are running,
headache to think about it.
I know, and these candidates who are running just because they thought it'd be cool to be a senator, or I got all these signs and a lot of people want me to win for senator. I don't think they realize that it's not going to be the same old party stuff. I mean, there's some real serious work to do.
People are hungry.
Yeah.
Businesses have shut down. 35,000 people without a job or have been furloughed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of scared, Bree, of some of these people with no experience win. I mean, it's cool to get an outside, viewpoint. I totally agree with that. I think we need more grassroots representation. And when I say these people with no experience, I'm not talking about every one of them. I'm just saying, to me, it's clear there's some candidates who are just trying to win so they could get that political power. And I think it's scary because you're right. I hate to use that cliche, roll up our sleeves and get to work, because no one really wears long sleeves on Guam. But there's definitely a lot of work to do and a lot of work to catch up on things that this legislature didn't even bother to look at. So, yeah, I'm afraid. To me, the election results are going to be scarier than Halloween. Let's go to the KOM News Zoom room now.
That just hit me.
Yeah, I mean, it is. That's the real... Mark my words, there are going to be some people, and because of the math of it, and because of the low voter turnout, and because these people, especially these candidates who are running and they're being, backed by some of these big political families or whatever, you're going to see, mark my words, Tuesday night, I'm gonna be looking at these results and be like, oh, what? Come on, people! Ah!
Just don't lose it while we're in the show, okay?
That makes it fun. I promise I will lose it while we're in the show.
Oh, no.
742, Bree. So there was a statement that had come out from the Archdiocese of Agatna, and this was in reaction to some comments that the Pope had made. And you got that statement?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So this statement came out last week from the Archdiocese. National media reported that Pope Francis made the following comments as part of a new documentary, Francesco. Homosexual people have the right to be in a family. They are children of God. You can't kick someone out of a family nor make their life miserable for this. What we have to have is a civil union law. That way they are legally covered.
And that was those are comments from the Pope.
Mhm.
And then we had the Archbishop of Guam, Michael Burns. I don't want to say
Right.
clap back. Maybe that's not the right word.
Right. So first, this is from the Archbishop. First, it's important to note that the comments attributed to the Pope are from a documentary, not a papal pronouncement. I regard it similar to what he says when he lets reporters ask him questions on his flights to and from whatever country he has visited, which is to say it has very little ecclesiastical weight. It does not alter church teaching. In his papacy, the Holy Father has historically expressed great compassion and concern for our brothers and sisters who struggle with same-sex attraction, rightfully so. However, he has repeatedly affirmed church teachings on marriage, that marriage is designed by God as a union of a man and a woman. I emphasize that the Catechism of the Catholic Church has not changed with respect to the Sixth Commandment. Do you want me to keep going?
You want to?
I'll skip that part. When
Yeah.
it comes to our relationships with persons who struggle with same-sex attraction, God is the one to judge. The Holy Spirit is the one who convicts our hearts toward repentance, and our role is to love all sinners into holiness.
All right, let's go ahead and bring up Lacia Casil. Lacia, are we wearing our Guam Pride hat this morning? I know just you're coming on as a rep of the movement, so thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Sabrina. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
I'm just loving that background, girl.
Don't you like it?
Yes.
Nice.
It's like pride. It's like stand up. It's like, where is the love? I just want to start by saying God is perfect and all of God's creatures are perfect. So, yeah, God makes no mistakes. Let's just take this what the Pope said into context, because I know it was in a documentary, but it's not anything new. He has supported civil unions, before he became Pope. This is something that he spoke about when he was the Archbishop of Argentina. So, it's nothing really different. It's great that he speaks out about it again, but there's also a difference between a civil union and marriage. He wants it to be covered legally, but he's still not speaking openly about marriage in the church. So that's just my 2 cents on it.
Yeah.
As far as the letter from the bishop, zero credibility in my book. Zero credibility, especially when there's no accountability with the church here on Guam. This you guys talk about transparency and accountability with our government and being open, yet they sweep Bishop Apparin away, and there's zero accountability, for all the injustices that he committed here on Guam, and they're hiding him in the Vatican. So I know probably some strong words for a Monday morning, but I've had a really strong cup of coffee, and I'm.
I want some of that coffee. Lacia, let me just ask you though, what did you make of Archbishop Burns, a kind of batting away the Pope's comments? I mean, he spent a couple sentences here saying, "Oh yeah, the Pope might have said that, but he didn't really mean it." I mean, he's talking to reporters.
I said, zero credibility in my book in that letter. God is love. We're all perfect creatures, and God makes no mistakes. And the church is pro-life. but they're pro-life before birth. You know, suicide is the leading cause of death in youth ages 10 to 24. And in the LGBTQ youth, the rate is 2 times higher. You know, we need support from our church supporting our youth. Our youth are attempting suicides. You know, when they're discriminated from their families, they're kicked out, they're homeless. We need support from our church for things like this. Where's the support? Where's the love from our Archbishop supporting things like this? This is what he should focus on instead of throwing rocks in glass houses. You know, like I said, they swept Apron away after all the injustices he did. There's no accountability. There's no justice there. He should really focus on building our community. Mm-hmm. And if you want to really talk about it, where do LGBTQ babies come from? They're not coming from the gay families. You know, gay couples aren't having babies. Gay men couples aren't having babies. They're coming from heterosexual couples. If they want to stop the spread of heterosexuality, they should start promoting sex education. It's the LGBT couples that are taking in children that are spurned by heterosexual couples. You know, it's our community that's opening our hearts and taking in children that are abused and kicked out of heterosexual homes.
We have some. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to see if we could talk about. There's an event coming up in a couple days. Yeah. Equality Guam. I actually just saw this on Facebook. Rebecca had invited me to like it, and then I clicked on it, and I was like, oh wow, there's Equality Guam, a call to action. Can you tell us about this event scheduled for Wednesday, and Equality Guam in general? Because is this a new group?
Yes, this Equality Guam is a new group spearheaded by our Lieutenant Governor. We're opening a local chapter. It's an international organization, and our focus is on developing and advocating for legislation, rules, and regulations and government programs, and opposing any efforts to seek discrimination or marginalize LGBTQ persons on Guam. We're going to reach out and collaborate with individuals, civil rights groups, school groups. You know, there are a few groups in schools, LGBTQ organizations that have been started that we want to help and support and raise money for these groups. You know, provide T-shirts for them, the things that they need. You know, that other groups in the schools get. You know, like T-shirts and items, materials, whatever they need. We're going to advocate for these programs and basically try and you know. It's our fight for equal rights, and we're not asking for more rights than anyone. We're asking for the same rights. So we're launching that on Wednesday. We had planned to launch it in March. Actually, I think it was like the 23rd of March, which was like a week after our shutdown. And with the passing of Justice Ruth Linsberg, the writing was on the wall that the Supreme Court is leaning more conservative. They might be taking, you know, same-sex marriage off the table with what the assault on the LGBTQ community by the Trump administration over the past 4 years. We're just taking a more proactive approach in organizing and reaching out to our community of business people and youth and really support them. And we're launching that on Wednesday at 5:30. And you can go to our Facebook page and get the Zoom link or watch from 5:30 to 6:30 on Wednesday.
Right, and you got a real high-powered panel, I see, to join in on the discussion on the impact of the U.S. Supreme Court on LGBTQ rights. You have the Lieutenant Governor, yourself, and then former Supreme Court of Guam Chief Justice, Public Auditor B.J. Cruz, and let's see, Attorney Mitch Thompson, Attorney Todd Thompson, Attorney Bill Pesh. So for
yes, all the leaders that you know paved the way for marriage equality here on Guam, the Guam Employment Non-Discrimination Act that was, passed by Senator Cruz, authored by Senator Cruz at the time. Yes, we're going to reach out to our network of people and bring them in and make sure that we create a safe place for the future, our youth here on island.
All right. Thanks, Lazia, for coming on. Any final comments?
Unconditional love. Happy Monday, everyone. Have a great week. Wash your hands. Thank you for everything that you do. God is great, and God loves us all exactly the way we are. We are all perfect creatures.
All right. Thank you. A little disappointed I didn't see you on the ballot.
I'm working on a very important project right now. I'm very passionate about this project, but you'll see me on the ballot again someday.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Lazia.
Adios.
Hey, get me a sticker of that militant rainbow thing if you can, or I don't know, do you make stickers? I like one.
I'll send you some.
Thank you, Lazia. God bless. Have a great day. Okay.
You too. Bye.
Yeah, to me, this was kind of like, why would you come out with a statement at all? I mean, he's the Pope, and the Pope is consistently come out and support. I mean,
I think it was in response to a question from the media, and so what had happened was he ended up sending it to everybody.
Right.
And so
We have a lot of comments, Bree. Maggie Monroe Anderson writes, I agree with Pope. Love everyone no matter what. No exclusion, only inclusion. What has got here? F. Glenn Lujan. Glenn is going to actually jump on the Zoom, and we'll close out the hour with him. Pope Francis supports the LGBTQ community. I love how he shares that we should all love. Mark Apperon comments in, my homosexuality is not a struggle. I'm a beautiful gay man and proud to one day declare my love for another man and get married to that lucky man. Paloma Ramos writes, I agree pro-life should mean support for life even after birth. Our friend Roman de la Cruz, angels and demons are watching Apperon. He won't escape. F. Glenn, Glenn again, is he jumping on?
Yeah.
Okay, he comments here, I respect our Archbishop Burns' comment. I understand his role. Archbishop Burns just needs to understand our community better. Yeah, and that's what I felt. I mean, I felt if the Pope's going to come out and say that, I mean, do you really need to come out with a release and be like, oh, no, he didn't? Because the way I feel, I mean, at least, I don't even know if politically is the right word, Bree, but the church just got everyone behind them because they weren't allowed to have mass. And so there was this sense in the community that a lot of people rallied behind the church and were like, yeah, no, we want to be able to go to church. We shouldn't be treating the church like this. And then for Archbishop Burns to come out with this statement, which is obviously divisive. And then not only that, I caught the live stream last night, actually, because I didn't get to watch the whole thing in the morning. And the homily was about the same thing. And I honestly just had to turn it off because I just wasn't trying to hear that, especially before I go to bed. Let's bring on our
but
friend.
I think we're going to have him on tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
We're
no.
gonna
So
have him on.
obviously we did ask him to come on with Lacia, and he was a late ask, well, because things just kind of rapidly evolved over the weekend. But we are going to get him on tomorrow. But I want to bring one of the most religious people we know, Glenn Lujan, who, I mean, if there's anybody who prays more rosaries than the Archbishop, it's this guy right here. I mean, it is what it is. Glenn, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Glenn.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes, thank God we can hear you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Whenever you want me on the show, I'm still in bed listening.
Oh yeah, we're glad you wake up.
You look good, Nanny Poodles. You look good.
It's amazing what a toothbrush can do, right?
Well, I mean, it's good to see you in light spirits, Glenn. But when this release from the Archdiocese of Agana came out in response to their own Pope's statements, what was the reaction from you? What did you feel when you read that?
This constant battle with, the LGBTQ community and how the church and the faith is. I mean, I'm in a relationship. I have a partner. I'm gay. And the thing is, I say the rosaries, and I don't think, it doesn't matter, about it. But I think a little bit more now we're accepted in the community and we pray. I'm an active member in my choir at church at Chalampalo. And my parishioners know that I'm in a domestic partnership. My priest knows. I even asked my priest to say prayers for my partner who's very sick right now.
Yeah.
And I don't think I think with Pope Francis, he's really kind of like taken a step back and really look at everything. That's what I love and admire about our Pope. Although, you know, we're going through so many challenges, and you know, he just wants all of us to be loved, to be accepted, and to pray. I mean, gosh, I'm out there putting myself out there. And you know what? I mean, I lead families in rosaries and prayers. And if they find out that I am, you know, gay, I don't think it bothers them. I really don't. But with the Archbishop's comments, we were actually talking about it with my in-laws the other day. And, you know, we were just asking our thoughts. But, you know, I understand his role. He needs, you know, of course, we still have to uphold the Catholic teachings and stuff. But I think maybe he needs to be a little bit more understanding and talk to us, meet us in the community, meet who we are and what we do. And maybe that kind of, you know, sheds some light into certain things. But I know we've just gone through a lot with all, you know, Archbishop Apron and stuff. So, you know, I really do like Pope Francis. I know that, you know, everyone has their views. Now, everybody don't come for me just because you hear me now on KUAM. I better not be getting assaulted with all these comments on Facebook, because, excuse my language, but hell no. Don't go there, girlfriend, because there are a lot of people in our community. What keeps the churches beautiful? The gay community, who's singing in the choirs, the LGBTQ community. So please, if anyone that's going, don't even go there. But you know, I understand Archbishop Burns' role. And of course we have to uphold our teachings of the Catholic faith. I get it. But at the end of the day, everyone just needs to be loved. And you know what, Lacia brought up some good points. We need to talk to our community, our LGBTQ youth out there, and that's a really big need out there, Chris and Sabrina. You know, I'm trying to work on some projects right now with the Guam Coalition on Sexual and Family Violence, on some projects in the school within GDOE. I've been having some meetings, you know, through this, and it's just with COVID right now and the situation and my personal situation that's happening right now, I've kind of put it a little bit on the back burner, but my heart and concern is our LGBTQ youth and all youth, you know, because there's so much suicide, depression, they're turning to alcohol, drugs. Most definitely we need to go back and really provide that safe space for our students so that they can feel loved and accepted and, you know, just work out through all their growing pains. So, you know, by talking with Archbishop Burns' statement, I get it. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we have to love ourselves, love each other, and accept, you know, we just want acceptance.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a conversation with Archbishop where after he did his homily, if any of the parish was like, hey, did you know that that person singing in the choir is gay? Oh, what? Yeah, who do you think cleans the church? Yeah, the gays. Okay. Oh. Maybe he just doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't know because he's not from around here. I don't know.
And you know what? It's all about just understanding. Like I said, maybe he just needs to come out and meet our community, meet who we are. You know, I mean, there's so much on his plate too, you know, pretty much doing a lot of damage control with Archbishop Apron. And I get it. You know, we all get it. We just, you know, one step at a time. And right now with COVID and all the stress that's going on associated with that, you know, lashing out at the LGBTQ is the last on our plate right now. Please, everyone, we need to come together. This is enough, you know. All we want is love and acceptance, love our children, love our families who are LGBTQ. That's all we need right now at this point. And let's hold each other up, because right now, life is so short. So many people are dying and going away. You know, it's overwhelming, and it's really a test to our faith, who we are as people. I mean, literally, this is making or breaking us right now. And it's really, it's hitting everyone out there. It's hitting me personally too at home. Right. So, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Thank you, Glenn.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you.
Thank you. And praying for Jason.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And thank you for letting me do a fast beauty.
Fast break. Yeah, no, you got it. And I agree,
I
Glenn.
was like, man, these two always like to get me when I'm laying in bed. I'm laying in bed looking at the phone. La 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 la. Then, oh, can you come on the show? Oh no.
Oh no. Tight shot, Glenn.
Now everybody knows I look matalapun at the house, but it's, you know what? It's okay.
It's
we're in a
COVID.
different...
It's COVID time. Yeah. Thank you, Glenn.
Take
All right.
care.
Thank
God
you.
bless you, my friend. Be safe. And prayers for
you. Take
Jason.
care.
Yeah, I agree with what Glenn had said there. I mean, to me, if the Pope came out and said it, like, why would you clap back with the negativity? You know what I mean? We don't need that. Now is the time with the COVID. We all need to be coming together, not taking shots at each other. And of all the people on the island, the Archbishop should know better. I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Well, it's more like $5. It's KUAM FM in Agotni, Guam. This is the link. Proudly brought to you by Carrier, 647 Carrier, IT&E, Calvo Enterprises, and the Thrive Coalition. To our viewers on KUAM TV, thanks so much for jamming with us this morning. Jump over to the KUAM News Facebook Live feed, of course, right here on the radio, the traditional way, if you will, 93.9 on your FM dial. My name's Chris.
I'm Sabrina.
And thank you guys so much on KUAM TV. Let's jump over here and we'll see you guys. Hasta, adios.
Bye.
And we're back. Hey, all right. How's my hair? It's 8:03. We'll take a short break, and we're coming back, Bree.
Yes.
With this group of, we have some Chamorros. They're from the Midwest.
Yeah, the Chamorro Association of the Midwest. They're going to be holding a webinar this weekend, and we're going to tell you all about it when we come back from the break.
Nice. It's 8:04, so we'll be back after the break. Good morning, Guam.
Banners, post.
Celebrate National Pizza Month with the Pepsi Pizza Report. Pepsi helps celebrate this tasty month with an easy way for you to win Pepsi and pizza. Post a photo of yourself enjoying your favorite Pepsi beverage to KOM News or Uno Instagram or Facebook pages to enter to win Pepsi and pizza from one of our pizza sponsors. Catch the Pepsi Pizza Report every Thursday on KOM News' The Link Morning Show and on the social media pages of KOM News for reports, tastings, and everything pizza and Pepsi.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Pepsi Guam Bottling, a local company. We produce your favorite products right here on island, like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Hanum, Chamorro Punch, Tropical Ice, and more. We've invested millions into local production and will continue to upgrade our facilities and provide local jobs so you can truly buy local. Our long history of producing the freshest and best products will continue. This is our vision. Pepsi Guam Bottling.
For all of those who love this spooky time of year, KYM brings you an adventure to clear. Choose your path through a virtual trick-or-treat. Hope you get through it without too much heat. Go to KOM News IG for this fun and collect your prize when all is done. Take on this adventure on October 26th and let this be your Halloween fix. It's fun for all in the family too. Happy Halloween wishes to them and to you.
Your generosity can change lives. Disasters won't stop during this global pandemic, so neither will we. The Guam chapter of the American Red Cross is calling on the continued support of the community to assist with their mission of providing disaster relief and recovery efforts, military family support, and life-saving training and certifications. In times of emergency, our support will not waver, and we pray that your support of our efforts will continue as well. We invite you to join us in commemorating our 20th annual signature fundraiser virtually this year by supporting the Red Ball in a Box. We will be delivering special red boxes, which include a 4-course dinner from Micronesian Chefs Association and wine to our patrons and sponsors. As a sponsor, your company and message will also be featured in a special television tribute to the Guam chapter of the American Red Cross. For sponsorship opportunities and more information, please call 688-0280 or visit our Instagram or Facebook page. Let's support our community. Though we're apart, we're still together in generosity and support.
The The holidays are almost here, and we could all use an extra dose of cheer and joy this year. So, we're breaking the rules and giving you a holiday head start on Breeze 93.9 FM. Throughout the months of October and November, listen to the special holiday head start blocks of all the season's favorites from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and again from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Let's try to make spirits bright and make this the most wonderful time of the year. Happy holidays from Breeze.
Uproar Race to 21 Challenge. 2020 is one year we can't wait to put in the rearview mirror. So lace up, get ready, set, and run to 21 with the Guam Rona Challenge. Join the virtual challenge starting now through December 31st. Go at your own pace and select from 100, 2, or the 300-mile challenge. To register, visit runtochallenge.com. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Trench Challenge, and Kill Cliff. This is an Uproar event. Proceeds benefit the Special Olympics Guam.
The Christmas Pops Virtual Holiday Shopping Fair is coming on Sunday, November 29th. It's the third annual Christmas Pops event with local artisans, crafters, and businesses in a reimagined and safe way for you to shop. As many small businesses struggle to survive, the call to buy local is greater than ever. To learn more and participate in this one-of-a-kind multimedia marketplace event on the stations and digital platforms of KUAM Communications, bringing together the island's biggest array of local vendors, email bettyann@kuam.com or visit kuam.com. Presented to you by Stroll Courier. Get all your packages, documents, and gifts delivered island-wide. Visit strollguam.com/courier and book a delivery today.
Thrive, a coalition for a drug-free Dededo, is an active partnership of community members and leaders committed to a vibrant, resilient, and empowered Dededo. It takes a village to raise healthy and drug-free youth. Thrive with us. Find us online or email thrive@westcare.com.
We got your 6
at 6 a.m. with the link on Breeze 93.9 FM. Bree and I connect you with all the latest news and information you need to know to start your day.
Then check back with Guam's news leader at 6 p.m. for the day's top headlines with KUAM News Primetime.
From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and everything else in between with KUAM Digital, we got your 6. Away. But check out Bree's mask. She's got that purple going on with the ghost and the witch's hat. There's a fanihi. You're making me hungry looking at that fanihi.
You got a cute one on too.
Yeah, mine is. I can't see it, but it's
yellow.
It's yellow, and there's
Orange.
It's Halloweeny, definitely.
It's this one, Christopher.
Oh yeah, there you go. So, I know you guys can see it, but I love it because it's got the GW colors. Geckos.
Here we go. You know there are no.
What was that sound effect?
That was the gecko.
You guys know there are no better Halloween colors than silver and black, right? I mean, it's just. I'm just saying. And what creature in nature is more naturally scary and yet at the same time regal than a shark?
Oh, you know what? I
Just
know a
saying.
lot of ladies will disagree and say a gecko is way scarier than a shark. I know some guys too. Are you a lizard? You freak on the lizards, Bree?
No, I don't.
Oh yeah. Jay
If
does.
if there was a school called the say Tamuning cockroaches, she would be freaked out. Or
what?
Or no, let's say the Astumbo shrews.
Wong Wong Totu mighty spiders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, spiders for sure.
But no, you got to think about mice too.
Why would you be scared of spiders and not geckos? Geckos are like fast. They run up on you. They can drop on you from the ceiling.
I don't know. I've just always been scared of spiders.
Right. So basic.
I am basic. That's fine.
No,
Nothing wrong with being basic.
Why not? It works. You know what I mean? 8/11, the 26th day of October.
Mr. Extra.
Hey, that's why this show works. You're basic. I'm extra.
Yeah.
I'm beyond extra.
True.
Extra. Again, 8/11. This is the link on the Breeze. That's Sabrina. I'm Chris. Jason Solis right there. Joe Sir. Doing this show here. And, one thing that's definitely different with COVID and the onset of this pandemic and all of the restrictions is the way it's affected our youth who are trying to go to college, right? I mean, I got a son who's a senior, and it's a big conversation. What are you going to do? Are you going to wait? Are you still going to apply? And so I think it's really cool what these guys are doing here. The Chamorro Association of the Midwest. Yes, that's actually breaking news. We have Chamorros in the Midwest. First of all, we've infiltrated the, what do you call the Midwest, Jay? It's not the Bible Belt. It's the corn, whatever.
Yeah, no, but I mean, we are very coastal people because we tend to gravitate towards the water. But yeah, I
Right,
mean,
yeah.
there are trace amounts of our people like in the
trace amounts,
the middle of the country.
I can't, dude. When I was in the States, I can't handle not seeing the ocean. I got to see the ocean. I can't imagine.
A
being
lake is not the same. A river is
landlocked.
not the same. A tributary is not the same. You gotta have the big ocean.
Okay,
The
now-
Pacific too.
Now that we've dressed them down for living in the Midwest,
No, not at all.
let's bring them on.
Welcome.
Good morning. And so we do have. So this is. Are you guys the kind of the heads of the Chamorros of the Midwest Association?
Yes, I'm the acting president right now. Right below me is Antoinette. She's our education director, and Christine Camacho is one of our board members.
Right, and so
Where are you guys zooming in from?
I'm in Ohio, Dayton, Ohio.
Wow.
I'm technically in the Mid-Atlantic. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
All right.
And I'm in the northeastern part of the state, opposite from Tim. I'm up in Cleveland. So not far, actually closer to Christine, or about the same, maybe a little, actually.
Right.
Than Dayton. Also, I just mentioned that the reason there are Chamorros in Ohio, aside from a variety of things, is there is an Air Force base, right? So Chamorro settlement patterns tend to follow U.S. military recruitment. So there are a few of us here.
Nice.
Now, what I would like to know, ladies and gentlemen, what I would like to know is have you dropped your distinct Chamorro accent in place of the Midwest, the almost like Chicagoland?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you got to stay connected to your island roots, bro.
Ahi boy.
Yeah, people ask us where we're from, and we try to tell them because they say we sound like we're singing. So
What do you mean? I sound like I'm singing? I don't sound like I'm singing. You're the one that sound like you're singing when you talk.
Yep. So,
well, first
so some of us, my dad was in the Navy. I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest. And so I was born on the island. My first memories are of San Diego, though, and came back and I went to San Vicente through third grade. And then my parents ended up settling in San Diego, where there's a lot of Chamorros. And now I just want to do a shout out to my hometown. There are now 4 Chamorro restaurants, Gita San Diego. So, if you get there, you actually don't get free Calico or red rice anymore. You got to pay for it.
Sign of the
Unless you go
times.
to the Sons and Daughters of Guam Club, which we were part of. So the accent I shed, I had a slight, when we came back to the island, my siblings and I got teased because we had quote unquote Americano accents from being in San Diego. Then we went to San Diego where we had Chamorro accents, and then we went we went to Virginia, and then we went from Virginia to San Diego where we had Southern accents.
Wow.
So now I basically have no accent. So I don't know what that means, or a sort of, nondescript. But when I get around my Chamorro family, it comes out a little bit.
Right.
It's there.
Could we kind of just go down the line and maybe introduce you guys yourselves to the audience, and then we'll jump right into the webinar that you guys are doing. So we'll go ahead and start with you, Antoinette.
All right. So I'm very happy we were talking this morning. We had a board meeting, and Guahusi Professor Antoinette Sapphires McDaniel. I am the daughter of Jesus and Victoria Sapphires, Tau Tau Baragada, and Tau Tau Tamuning, and Familian Chungi, and Kapili. So I know a little Chamorro, not very much. So I am a first generation college faculty member. I am a sociologist trained at Yale University. And for decades, again, I'm older than these guys. I'm a nanny boomer, so keep that in mind. So for even now, as I'm teaching, I was either the first or the only Chamorro or even Pacific Islander in my university, in my department. My daughter is now 25 and a half years old. I started teaching my own classes when I was 6 months pregnant with her. And in that entire time, I have had exactly one Pacific Islander student who was a football player in Cleveland. So when I found out about, what's interesting, through Christine Camacho's brother, we were down, my husband and I were down in Florida. We ran into Rick Camacho, and he told me about the Liberation, the group. And I said, oh, I've got to get connected. And so we went down to the Liberation, and we were laughing about this because I was hot on the heels of Tim, the board members. And it's not even so much that I wanted to be the board member. It's like, we will have a meeting so that I can share information that Chamorro students and their parents need to know so that they also pursue their college degrees. So this has been a dream of mine for many, many years. And I'm so privileged to have worked with my co-chair, Christine, who is just an amazing project manager. And so she takes the sort of wild-eyed, absent-minded professor in me, and she implements things, and also organized all the marketing, Clarence Mendiola. But Tim, I'm grateful to him and all the board members who recently, they started having these liberation celebrations, but then they really went forward and fought to create, to win nonprofit status. So in part because, this is COVID and a lot of people are doing things online and Zoom, I said, hey, let's do this. Let's do this as a webinar. So it's something I was determined to accomplish. Tim was even joking that I kept asking him about it. He was kind of trying to get me to talk to somebody else who's board member, Trisha Borja Lawson. But here we are, and I could not have accomplished any of this. The dream would still be a dream if it wasn't for Christine and the Chamorro Association of the Midwest and Tim and all the board members, and as well as all the colleagues that I recruited from Hawaii to University of Minnesota to come along, and undergraduates. And then Christine got a major get in the sense that Zach Banner, who is the first Chamorro NFL player, he was an All-American at USC, is also going to be joining our panel. So we have a wonderful webinar set up. We definitely know you don't have to be in the Midwest. You can be anywhere to attend. We are planning on recording it. To me, it's just so important that Chamorros, especially in the diaspora, see other Chamorros who are professors and doctoral students and fine artists and scholars and undergrads finishing a major in accounting, so that they know that wherever they may be in the diaspora, in the States or on the island, that they can do whatever they want. And we want to welcome them and support their dreams and say, dream even bigger. Dream even bigger. And we're here to bring you into that conversation.
Go ahead, Jason.
Okay, I had a question for Christine, because, I love the way you phrase that, Antoinette, about like the diaspora and being away and, needing that connection to our island roots because of our shared, not just heritage, but our experience, right? Because something as maybe trivial as when a local kid goes off in the mainland to college, something as inconsequential as adjusting to daylight savings time, right? That can have a major cultural shift on that student psychology, like put aside, the academics and the social circles that they now have to become accustomed to, and, driving on the highway with, off ramps and everything like that. Just all of those little environmental changes and everything like that can really have a dramatic impact on someone. So do you guys address, kind of like the cultural shift, in a place where we are so used to relying on our culture?
Yes. So I'm actually, there's a couple things in the cultural shift. So I have two daughters who are out here. I moved to Pittsburgh probably 12 years ago, and even me, moving back from Guam to the East Coast, there was a culture shock, essentially. And for my kids, it was the opposite, because we live in a predominantly Caucasian area. In Pittsburgh, there are very few minorities. There are more now than there were before, but the schools that they go to, they're the only people who look like them. And so going back to Guam, or even traveling, the only reason why I ever even met Tim Meno was I heard Chamorro food in Fiesta, and I drove 4 hours to Guam Liberation, and I have every year since 2013. And I've become more involved because there are really no Chamorros in the Pittsburgh area. So my kids have had to do the cultural shock of going back. I recall taking them to their first Guam Liberation, and they're looking around with wide eyes saying, Mom, there are other people that look like us. And even going to Guam was a culture shock for her, you know. And my daughter on the way back when she was in Hawaii, she literally FaceTimed me. She's like, Mom, there's so many brown people. She didn't know what to do with it, right? So it is a cultural shock. And as you can tell, I don't really have my accent. I have it when I talk to my family members, but I have my, you know, I tell people I have my get a job voice, right? This is my get a job. And people think that's funny, but when you think about it, right, the militarization of Guam, the reason why we're here, we were, like, as Antoinette says, as Professor says, is we're here because they were, right? They were there. And with the coming out here, we've shed, our parents raised us to speak English versus being bilingual for the most part in our generation because of what they had to go through, being disciplined in our culture and our language. A lot of that has been taken away from us. And even Guam itself is more westernized than it was decades ago. And so now that there's that Chamorro revolution, this is one of the reasons why we're trying to bring it all together, especially for the diaspora. And this is huge for us, making sure we're in language classes, understanding how we can bring the culture to our, I feel like my kids grew up with a watered down culture compared to what I have. And so we're trying to bring that back so they can have it out here. I hope I answered your question.
Well, you know, my dad was in the military, so I grew up a lot in the States in Oklahoma. And then I moved to Guam when I was hired to work at Guam Cable News in 1996. So I can kind of, you know, relate to what you guys are saying. Tim, though, when was the Chamorro Association of the Midwest first established, and how did it come about?
So here's a funny story. The group started in 2008, or the actually nonprofit started in 2018. But the group itself started way back in 2008, and it started out something small. My mom and dad had a Paul and Anthony Diameno. They started a little liberation in their backyard. And from there, I met some Chamorros and said, wow, there is Chamorros out here, like Antoinette and Christine is saying. So I'm like, you know, it would be nice if we can get together rather than just doing liberation and do other things where we can actually develop a network and help each other out. But then slowly I found out that everybody is like maybe 50 to 100 miles away from each other.
Yeah.
So that's why we found out it's really crucial that we actually keep in contact with each other. And so we do liberation every year, not just to only celebrate liberation, it's also to get together and show that we're not losing our culture, and also show our kids who didn't grow up on the island what it's about. And when I say liberation, I'm from the South on Guam. So we are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Committed to our life and culture. So I want to show the kids back here in the States what we grew up with and maybe give a little bit to them. And from there, it started out as a small little liberation come together to where we're at now with education. So if you were to ask me 8 years ago, would you guys be here, or do you see yourself going here? I would have said, not really. I mean, but with me meeting Christine Camacho and Antoinette, Trisha Lawson, Eric Natalicio, Jen, I'm surrounded by great individuals, and they're very talented. We got Jen Natalicio. She's used to be one of Jimmy D's dancers. We got Sherry Charmaine. She's one of the Tatatano dancers. We have Antoinette. She's a professor. We have Christine Camacho. We have so much talent out here that it was a shame if I didn't bring them together and just be who we are. We're from Guam, and show people what our culture's about. And people out in the States, I tell you right now, are really excited about us. They invite us to a lot of festivals out here to showcase our culture.
I'm really excited. Just when I saw it pop up on my feed, I was like, we got to get them on, you know, because, you know, our audience, we have so many different people from all around the country and around the world that watches it. And so I'm hoping that if whoever is out there watching right now will take advantage of this. And so then let's just talk about the webinar that you guys are hosting on the 31st, this Chamorro Pathways to Higher Education, because you have almost a dozen people scheduled to participate on the panels, right?
Oh, yes,
right.
we do.
So, it's interesting because I want to make a couple points. First of all, the Midwest piece is really important because I'm now participating. I'm very lucky. I've been able to participate with Chamorro online language class with Professor Maget Lujan Buvakwa, right? And then start connecting with other Chamorros. And also I've been able to take a couple of his culture and history classes. But as I'm talking with other Chamorros, what's interesting to me is from a Midwest perspective, we're looking at, there's almost a covetousness, if you will. We're looking at California and thinking, oh, you guys have all these organizations and you have, dance groups in Tacoma, Washington. And then there's Halipario Gupa, basically a sister organization based in DC, but we're just getting started here, right? So what I found in talking to many of these people is even where there are organizations, there's still this deep yearning to have Chamorro identity off island affirmed. But so on the one hand, I think that's something that's a commonly expressed sensation about being outside of the island and wanting to really see yourself in the curriculum, for example, in institutions, in leadership. But the opportunities for that in the Midwest are limited. So I think it's really important that we say, that establishing this as an event for students or Chamorro students and their parents outside of California is really important. At the same time, one of the things that was really interesting, because we had this idea months ago, right? And it was really important that we find Chamorro undergrads. I wanted to get current Chamorro undergrads so that they could say to, any of the parents or especially the students, hey, I'm in school right now and it's fine. There are challenges, but it's okay. And sadly enough, it took us a while to find any in Ohio in our network, which was symptomatic of the issue, right? Because as both a parent and a professor who, one of my areas of expertise is actually education, I know that every fall, for example, high schools across the country will have assemblies or parent meetings. And if you don't feel like somebody in the faculty is making you feel welcome, that you and your parents should go to one of those assemblies or one of those meetings, that's going to be a problem. And even where there's diversity, maybe faculty who are Black or Latinx, who are saying, representing students of color, they might see the term Pacific Islander nominally included. But the reality is that my colleagues who work in those fields don't really know anything firsthand about Pacific Islanders, real Pacific Islanders, right? So they may know a little bit about Hawaii, but again, through a specific lens. It's like the people in Ohio, it's like, oh, maybe I went for somebody's wedding, their destination wedding. I went and consumed tourist culture, but they didn't know other Pacific Islanders. So we really felt that it was important to find these people, and that held up our organizing for quite some time. And then again, through, I want to put a plug out for the Hafatatat Manuhau Facebook group, which I started to, along with some of the other students, to have a space for, frankly, it was a space off of WhatsApp, which I understand now Chamorros are on every single day. I couldn't follow the threads, and it's like, hey, I can't follow this. So I started the Facebook group, but as more and more people joined, I finally was able to find an undergrad in San Diego, at San Diego State, where my dad actually attended. And I was telling this young man, hey, Uncle Chu is going to be looking over your shoulder in spirit because my dad has passed away. But even then, I think it's important for us to remember that a lot of Chamorros are working class or, enlisted. And just as an example, my father, my parents, and this, I think this is an anomaly, especially in the 1980s. All five of us went to college, four-year universities. And we did that because my parents pushed us. And they sacrificed everything for us. And just an example of that is my dad had the GI Bill. So he was a retired chief in the Navy, and then he went to work for the post office and walked all day. He got back on his motorcycle and he went to San Diego State, but he wasn't doing it to get his degree, and he came up a little bit short. He went so he could get money for the GI Bill, pay for our college tuition. So, I mean, I think there's this sense wherever you're at that Chamorro people, you know, we do focus on our children and we sacrifice for them, but not enough families, again, think or know to go to these assemblies and to, they don't know about the Common App. What is a Common App? We're going to go over that. What is FAFSA? Why do you have to give why do you have to fill out this form for the government? And it's really that document is so important because you can actually get financial aid. So we also want students to know, hey, if you're not wealthy, it doesn't mean you can't go to college. We just want to give them this really vital information and tell them, and also their parents, hey, look, think about going back to school and getting your degree. Tim is going to be finishing, when are you finishing your degree? In December, right, Tim?
In December.
So he's gonna, right, so, and one of our board members went back to school at Ohio State because her daughter completed her degree and she thought, hey, I'm gonna go back. So it's not, as much as we're doing this in the fall, because this is the typical time when high schools hold these assemblies or those meetings for parents, we are also welcoming Chamorros of any age. And I don't want anyone to ever say I'm too old because, hey, I'm going to be 43 and undergraduate. And my response to that is, you're going to be 43 anyway. So why not be 44 and get your degree? You know, it's got some come along. So we really want everyone to feel welcome. Again, we were organizing this so that we could fill a void for Chamorro traditional high school students and their parents. But we want everyone to come along and just see the plethora of talent and ability and the kinds of scholars and the fact that these scholars, we're talking about Chamorro culture. We want to highlight our experiences as islanders, both Gitza Guahan and Gitza Gi diaspora.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for coming on. Can you give us a little more details in terms of where, when can people take advantage of this webinar?
Yeah, so they can visit the Chamorro Association of the Midwest Facebook page, and like the page, they can go to chamorromidwestassociation.org. It is occurring on Saturday, October 31st from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern. And it'll take you right there to register. One of the things I wanted to just kind of piggyback off on too is some Chamorros, at least I know when I was growing up, we had babies a little bit early. Life kind of, got in the way and we made different choices, me being one of those people, or, they ended up in sanctuary or differing situations. Being a foster child at one point and then being a young mom, getting pregnant with my first child at 17, we want to make sure that our people know that it's never too late. I'm actually starting my PhD program now. And so we just want to inspire people across the globe to go back to school, and we'll have different segments later down the line, not only to look at 4-year colleges, but 2-year colleges and other options for our people to be represented, no matter where they are.
Thanks, Christine. Tim, any final comments?
Well, simply put, my son one time actually came up to me and asked me that when we used to go to a lot of Chamorro barbecues, is this what the Chamorro culture is only about? Barbecues and drinking beer? That's when it lit a fire underneath me and said, hey, no. We're more than just that. And that's where it brought us to where we're at today. We're not showing only just, ourselves, we're also showing our kids that we're not just, this one little thing that people think we are, wearing grass skirts running on the beach. We're more than that. And that's why this webinar is here today, to show everybody that we can be more than what we are. And we want to help everybody grow. So our webinar is open up to everybody. We're not trying to just limit it to just the East Coast or the West Coast. If you're out there and you have questions and you need help, our webpage is open, our Facebook's open. Just add on and become one of our friends, and we'll help you out the best we can.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us this morning.
Mase.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you.
Wash your hands. And it's 600
Have a
Harmon
great
Loop
show,
Road.
Chris. Big fan.
600 Harmon Loop Road. If you guys are sending a care package, we've never gotten anything from the Midwest, so we want to give you the opportunity to be the first to send something.
Oh, we'll definitely do that. We definitely will.
Thank
All
you.
right, take
What's
care.
it? No brown tree snakes. We got you.
Okay, Tim, Christine, Antoinette,
All right.
Estajos.
Okay, those were members of the Chamorro Association of the Midwest. They are holding a free webinar, Chamorro Pathways to Higher Education. It is scheduled for October 31st, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. And they've got, you can go onto their Facebook page, and it has all the information on how you can register and a list of the panelists. They've got several people that are going to be sharing their stories about college essays, applications, FAFSA, and the successes experienced after graduation. So make sure to check that out. Again, it's on their Facebook page, Chamorro Association of the Midwest.
All right, let's just go into the KUAM News Zoom room where we have a standing by. I don't know what his title is this week, but Ken Sanity. All right, legendary.
Hey.
I mean, he's here in his capacity as a KUAM staffer, but he's more widely known across the internet, all throughout virtual land. That's one of the best living gamers to ever put a console in his hands.
Right.
So
Clip it. Yeah, we got to clip that. We got to share that to all my fans.
Put that on your tweeter.
I love your masks, guys. I love the masks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're
These
doing
are
it up,
from Guam Funny Memes.
doing it up Halloween style. You know.
Awesome.
Being festive.
Speaking of Halloween style,
Oh, nice seg. Yeah.
we have a game on the KOM News Instagram. That's what I'm here to talk about. Is
Right.
this game that we've been creating? With the lockdown and the pandemic, we were trying to find activities for people to celebrate in this Halloween season. Something that they can do from the comfort of their own home. So this morning we launched our interactive Trick or Treat Choose Your Adventure game on Instagram. And when I was a kid many years ago, I used to read these Choose Your Adventure books where you a couple of chapters, and at the end of the chapter it says, do you want to go do A or do you want to go do B? And then you choose which one, and then you go to a certain page in the book to continue the story, right? Those are pretty fun for me, and we decided that it would be cool to do something in that type of mold for Halloween. So if you go to our Instagram, which is instagram.com/KUAM News, our most recent post is Choose Your Adventure activity brought to you by the fine folks at McDonald's. And you play the game there. You just tap on the picture and it'll lead you to an account. You tap on that account, it'll lead you to a story and a caption. You read that story, you make some decisions, and you go on this long-winded adventure. And you may win or you may lose, but it'll definitely be fun. It's free. There are prizes. There are a ton of prizes that we hope to release or announce the winners on Halloween for. So give it a try. It's really, really fun.
I know Bree was kind of chuckling because there's just so many metaphors here with Choose Your Own Adventure. And you took me back with the books there, Ken. I mean, I was that kid who would choose, and then I'd skip ahead to be like, no, let me go back and unchoose that. Which you can't do in real life, by the way.
Yeah, you can, but you can do it in the books, and you can definitely do it in this game. So, I mean, even that, guys, this was a lot of work. Yeah. So I know it looks kind of fun and just more leisurely, and definitely is, obviously, but there was a lot that went into actually creating the, I don't want to get too technical.
No,
the
please
logic
do.
chain.
Yeah,
right?
the logic chain.
The logic chain of what has to happen of the story, and there's so many parts, and 30 plus Instagram accounts that had to be created to make this a reality. So,
that's what that was about. Okay, got it.
Yeah, definitely. So, definitely check it out and try it out. It's definitely fun. When you have won, because at the end, if they're at the correct slide, it'll tell you something to do. So, definitely.
I'm sorry, I
if
was
you
playing
have kids,
Oh, you're playing it. Nice.
You were playing it. Did you win or lose so far?
Lose. It's like, oh, the witch
Yeah, don't
gotcha.
worry. You can keep playing. Keep playing until you win. So I mean, it's definitely fun. It's fun for, adults, I guess. And, it's fun for kids. So, if you have kids that are always on their phones, say, hey, go to this Instagram thing, go win us some gift certificates or free foods or chocolates. So,
And this is a safe way, right, for Halloween for
definitely
parents.
something, fun to play throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Ken, I
And
threw
you
the
win
I threw the link in the comments and on Twitter. So
sorry.
if anybody wants to play it, it's there.
Ken, can you just
It's
tell me?
cute. It
should
really
I
is cute.
should I check the dirt or find another route?
Okay, look, I'm just gonna give you a big hint. Don't ever check the dirt. It's dirty. So try not to check the dirt if that's an option.
And I was checking the dirt.
My grandma told me check the dirt because it's gonna make us healthy.
I didn't do enough research on the Chamorro traditions when I created the game.
So I'm gonna select find another route. Okay, this is cool, man.
Yeah, there you
It
go.
is
That's
cool.
pretty cool. It's cool. Try it out. Share it, guys. Share it to your friends and family. Have them play it. Easy game. And at the end of the adventure, if you do win, there's one more activity that needs to be done. And when that, we actually have over 10 winners, or we already have over 10 people who have finished the game. The game has been live for about 40 minutes. So,
Wow. Well, that was cool.
yeah. Yeah, people are playing, so they're loving it. And, we have a surprise that we'll release on Halloween probably. So, featuring all the people who have played and who have won. So definitely enjoy if you want to be featured.
Well,
in
good
that.
job, Ken. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, man,
you.
good job,
I'm
buddy.
gonna try not to play it all day
Yeah, guys got work to do.
until I win.
And again, there's your hint, guys. Whatever you do, don't dig in the dirt.
Yeah, try not to.
Okay. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Ken St. Nicholas there. You can follow him Instagram, Ken Sanity. He's also got a Twitter. Let's keep it in the KUAM News Zoom room here where actually let's take a break. Calling an audible. Wait, we're good?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Choose your own adventure. Should I take a break?
We have a real special treat for you guys because, of course, kind of dovetailing on what Ken was talking about taking part in Halloween activities, but doing so in a safe way that we can all stay healthy, all take care of each other, socially distant. We've invited our friends from down at the Port Authority, and hey, guys, wave if you can hear me. Port Strong. There they go. Yeah. You want to get a bunch of really hardworking, really dedicated people to shipping and to commerce, really excited. Go Port Strong, and it's like it's like being in Texas and being like, it starts at night. It's like everybody says Port Strong. All right, so we have 9 superheroes in all joining us right now, and they'll be joining us 3 at a time. So half a day, guys.
Okay, who do we? Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much. This is really cool. So you guys have a whole setup here for Halloween, and coincidentally, we're also kicking off Port Week this week. So we'll be. I know there's a stream later, but so we have Superwoman and the Flash and Wonder Woman here, and the full-on. They've got a full-on setup here with the table and the jack-o'-lanterns, and that's really cool. So Team DC here. Look at Flash, because once he leaves the room, you're not going to be able to see him. Thank you guys. Biba Port Strong. Wow. I want to thank GM and Roy Respicio and Deputy GM Dominic Munia for making this possible. Bree, can you tell us a little bit about our Heroes for Halloween promo?
Right. So what we asked is we asked to team up with some of the essential government of Guam agencies, and just asked them we wanted to celebrate our frontliners and ask them to dress, as superheroes, because truly that's what they are since the onset of the COVID response. And so the Port Authority of Guam, they never shut down at all since March. See? So we appreciate you guys for everything you do, and this week is also a special week for you guys, right? You guys are celebrating Port Week.
Yes, 45 years Port Strong.
Can you tell us some of the activities you guys are going to be doing for this week?
It's all virtual, so you can see us live on Facebook.
All right, and you guys go live today. I want to say at around 11 or so.
11:30.
Okay, all right. We'll be sharing that link
on our Facebook page.
Okay, so that's the first batch of 3, right? And we have 9.
Wow. Well, they went all out. Thank you, guys. Thank
Okay,
you.
so first, okay. Well, the Flash was moving a little bit, not as fast as I thought the Flash would be, Chris.
Who do we have?
All right. Oh, new ones.
All right, we have.
All right, we got Flash here and Doctor Strange. And we're here with just a few safety tips on Halloween. What you guys can do is stay home, decorate your living room, put your TV channel on 31 Days of Halloween, be safe, and enjoy.
And you know what we can even do? I got to tell you guys, because you guys down at the port, when your general manager is actually running the camera for you and he's being your camera person, it's a great Monday morning. So Rory Respicio, like our beloved friend, is actually doing. Rory, if you want, you can actually move the camera closer.
Is
and
that-
if you want to get a tight shot of the.
Is that?
Oh, there he is.
All right. Is that
cameo? Video bomb.
Is that Nixon?
Yeah, okay, it's me.
Hey, Nixon, this guy is cool. You guys ever watch his? He eats empanada for professionally. Yeah.
I got empanada for you coming up.
Thank you. You should try Auntie Vicky's empanada from Interon. Okay, we'll see you guys. There you go. Okay. All right, and here we got 3 more heroes for Halloween with the port.
Is that Jason? I can't see. I don't.
I think I see Wakanda forever.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween! Wonder Woman, right? Is that Wonder Woman?
Yes!
Nice. That's the vintage costume. And then we have Incredible Hulk here.
Best way to do Halloween is to stay at home, guys.
But if you are going to go out, make sure you go out with only the same household.
Parents and guardians, always talk to your children about safety precautions. Bring hand sanitizer with 60% or more alcohol, and always supervise when using. Stay
Wow.
Thank you.
That's just amazing. Rory, thank you so much for helping us kick off this Heroes for Halloween on a great note, in conjunction with the Port Week. And now we're getting a look at, these are the 3 invisible men.
There he is.
There you go.
Thank you guys for allowing us to do this. Stay safe, everyone.
Right on.
Viva Port.
Viva Port. Okay, Rory.
Wait, Rory, you got it. Rory, before you go, you got to get back in camera and give us one big Port Strong.
Viva Port Strong.
All right.
Right on. Thank you, Rory.
All right, so
There you go.
it is Port Week. They're going to be kicking it off with the signing, I believe, at 11 or 11:30. But we're going to be sharing that on our Facebook page, so you all can watch it as they kick off this week. And just a great job to everybody at the port. I know that they may have had some positives over there, but they have not stopped, and they're doing their part to keep our island running. So thank you so much to the Port Authority.
That was cool.
That was cool.
And I mean, yeah, like you said, they've got a million things going on anyway and everything, but to come on, have a positive message for the kids and pass along some really good information. They care.
Yeah,
They're
definitely.
awesome.
And Port Week's just one of those things. I always get to go down there with Auntie Helen when she used to be at the port. She's been gone here for a few years, living in the States, but just always a great memory to be welcomed by the Port family. And I know they're probably struggling with it a little bit because, Port Week, they usually have their big gatherings and get-togethers, but it's cool to see how everyone is, not let COVID take certain things from us and migrated really towards virtual, which, of course, it's not as good as the real thing, but it's what we got right now. So let's make the most of it. 8:50, short break, and we're coming back with the American Red Cross. We'll talk a little bit about Red Ball in a Box at 8:51. Good morning, Guam.
Your generosity can change lives. Disasters won't stop during this global pandemic, so neither will we. The Guam chapter of the American Red Cross is calling on the continued support of the community to assist with their mission of providing disaster relief and recovery efforts, military family support, and life-saving training and certifications. In times of emergency, our support will not waver, and we pray that your support of our efforts will continue as well. We invite you to join us in commemorating our 20th annual signature fundraiser virtually this year by supporting the Red Ball in a Box. We will be delivering special red boxes, which include a 4-course dinner from Micronesian Chefs Association and wine to our patrons and sponsors. As a sponsor, your company and message will also be featured in a special television tribute to the Guam chapter of the American Red Cross. For sponsorship opportunities and more information, please call 688-0280 or visit our Instagram or Facebook page. Let's support our community. Though we're apart, we're still together in generosity and support.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
For all of those who love this spooky time of year, KYM brings you an adventure to clear. Choose your path through a virtual trick-or-treat. Hope you get through it without too much heat. Go to KOM News IG for this fun and collect your prize when all is done. Take on this adventure on October 26th and let this be your Halloween fix. It's fun for all in the family too. Happy Halloween wishes to them and to you.
Pepsi Guam Bottling, a local company. We produce your favorite products right here on island, like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Hanum, Chamorro Punch, Tropical Ice, and more. We've invested millions into local production and will continue to upgrade our facilities and provide local jobs so you can truly buy local. Our long history of producing the freshest and best products will continue. This is our vision. Pepsi Guam Bottling.
Uproar Race to 21 Challenge. 2020 is 1 year we can't wait to put in the rearview mirror. So lace up, get ready, set, and run to 21 with the Guam Rona Challenge. Join the virtual challenge starting now through December 31st. Go at your own pace and select from 100, 2, or the 300-mile challenge. To register, visit runtochallenge.com. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Trench Challenge, and Kill Cliff. This is an Uproar event. Proceeds benefit the Special Olympics Guam.
Celebrate National Pizza Month with the Pepsi Pizza Report. Pepsi helps celebrate this tasty month with an easy way for you to win Pepsi and pizza. Post a photo of yourself enjoying your favorite Pepsi beverage to KOM News or Uno Instagram or Facebook pages to enter to win Pepsi and pizza from one of our pizza sponsors. Catch the Pepsi Pizza Report every Thursday on KOM News' The Link Morning Show and on the social media pages of KOM News for reports, tastings, and everything pizza and Pepsi. The Christmas Pops Virtual Holiday Shopping Fair is coming on Sunday, November 29th. It's the third annual Christmas Pops event with local artisans, crafters, and businesses in a reimagined and safe way for you to shop. As many small businesses struggle to survive, the call to buy local is greater than ever. To learn more and participate in this one-of-a-kind multimedia marketplace event on the stations and digital platforms of KUAM Communications, bringing together the island's biggest array of local vendors, email bettyann@kuam.com or visit kuam.com. Presented to you by Stroll Courier. Get all your packages, documents, and gifts delivered island-wide. Visit strollguam.com/courier and book a delivery today.
Good morning, Marcus.
Morning.
Unmute, Cheetah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Guam. All right, so here we are, week 2, red ball in a box.
What is that noise?
I don't know. We got a little
Is that
something
us?
there. Yeah. Good. So, Marcus, Cheetah, let's just kind of wrap up the first week of Red Ball in a Box. I was able to grab a couple from Elote Hotel and Chef Pete. Amazing dinner. I mean, anytime you got lobster and short rib in the same box, that's a huge win. So how did we do the first week of Red Ball in a Box, guys?
We did fantastic during the first week, and the feedback we received are all positive. Can you hear me?
Yes, sorry. Yes, we could hear you.
Yes. So now we are on our second week, and our chef is Peter Dueñas of Mezcla. So we start delivery tomorrow. So we are very excited because this is we broke ground with this Red Ball in a Box because of the pandemic. And we are just so inspired by the response of the community. It is so overwhelming. And we are almost at 600.
600 boxes ordered? Is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And
so now we are shooting for 700.
so what is can you share the menu with and for Chef Peter's dinner in a box?
The menu is the same. Sabrina, but it is their version of that menu. It is they come up with their own interpretation of that menu. So even if it is the same menu, I mean the presentation and the was prepared, I'm sure will be different knowing Peter Dueñas.
Right.
Marcus, so what do you think of that first week of Red Ball in a Box? How'd you love the meals?
The first week was amazing for us. You know, when we put this together, we didn't know how it would turn out. We wanted to kind of let the chefs have some creativity, and boy, did they really turn that dial up. Chef Dizon over at the Lotte really meticulous about presentation, the boxes. I think you had one of those, right, Chris?
Yeah, I did. It was great. Amazing.
Yeah, so they were so particular about the presentation, making sure that the meat was done properly and the dishes tasted properly even after it was picked up from the hotel and delivered to their homes. So nothing but raving feedback from the first week.
Yeah, there was definitely a little something for everybody in that box. They had a seafood garpaccio, I think is what it was called. I probably said that wrong. And then there was a smoked salmon salad, of course, a lobster and the certified Angus beef the short rib, which was just so tender, and ended it with a moon cake, which is a pretty cool twist on this time of year in Thanksgiving.
And as Sheeta said, so week 2, week 3, we're going to have the short ribs. Chef Peter Duenas is also going to have a lobster tail in there, but it's going to be their touch and their variation of it. So I'm really looking forward to see how that turns out.
Nice. So basically everyone's getting the same ingredients, and then they got to make a whole awesome meal out of it, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
That's
so think of it like a one of those cooking competitions. Everybody got the same ingredients, but you got to make your own version of it.
Right on. Cheetah, so, I mean, no pressure on Chef Pete here, but a lot of pressure on him to... Let's talk a little bit about this friendly competition. I mean, they keep it friendly, but it is, in a lot of ways, a competition for these chefs.
In a way it is, though, but also at the same time showcasing their talent, you know. So I'm glad it turned out that way. And really those chefs from the Micronesian Chefs Association for making their time available for a good cause. That is really awesome.
Marcus, your thoughts on that? Have you been able to overhear any like smack talking going on between chefs?
No, not that I've heard of. I think they all keep that behind the scenes. They're keeping it very close knit and close to their hearts.
Let's talk about Red Ball. You know what I got to do the other night is I went over the Red Ball Instagram, some of the posts from last year. Missing, getting dressed up for this fancy occasion, but from the feedback I'm getting, a lot of people are on board with this Red Ball in a Box.
That's right. Of course, everybody misses the opportunity to get all guzzied up for a ball, but that'll be something to look forward to for next year. But because of the pandemic, we needed to come up with something creative, but at the same time, keeping true to form with the elegance of the Red Ball, just to kind of like keep the integrity of that brand. And so we are just so blessed that, this whole idea just became very successful, and we are so fortunate. But Chris, because of the pandemic, I think it's not just on Guam that it's happening. I think it's beginning to, happen worldwide. I understand in Australia that the food in a box is also, very popular nowadays. And even the Michelin chefs have come up with their own bento box. And like you said, Chris, this is the balutan, but in a very glamorous fashion.
It's the most bougie balutan ever.
Exactly.
Right. Marcus, if you could, people listening, they want to jump on this Red Ball in a Box this week. How do they get these meals, the contact number and all that good stuff?
So the best place to get that information is on our Facebook page and on Instagram. But of course, anybody that knows Cheetah, has her phone number, she will be the person to call. She's been amazing. Her and the staff have been amazing at coordinating. So she just said we're reaching about 600 meals right now. So you can imagine task of having to schedule 600 meals, and these are delivered to your home, to your office. They've been doing a fantastic job, but we still have a couple of slots available for Chef Peter, and also next week will be Chef Mirko over at the Hyatt. So really encouraging everybody to jump on board. The biggest comment that I've got back is that, although we're under this pandemic situation and everybody is under a lot of stress, it's been really nice for a lot of people to have the Red Ball as a night to relax and while doing something good for the community. So, we invite that this is something that they can really take home and enjoy with the family, enjoy with their households. And that's kind of the biggest feedback that we've gotten from that.
Yeah, make it a date night. You know what I mean? How many other times you gonna have a meal, 5-star meal cooked up by, the island's greatest chefs and able to eat it in the comfort of your home, in your own home? Get the candles out. Iron your button up. And make it a special occasion with the American Red Cross and the Red Ball in a Box. Cheetah, thank you so much for waking up early for us.
Oh, anytime.
And I have a feeling you really did wake up like that. You too, Marcus.
No.
We'll see you guys, and let's get you back on next week to talk and what he's cooking up for Red Ball in a Box, okay?
All right. Good idea.
Okay, there you go. The American Red Cross, of course, Cheetah Blaze and Marcus Fong. Hey, we're taking a quick break, and we're coming back with our KUAM News Decision 2020 candidate interviews. They continue with our mayors and vice mayor candidates. The villages will be looking at Petey, Agate, and Essen Maina. That's coming up next here on The Link. It's The Breeze, 93.9. Good morning.
Your generosity can change lives. Disasters won't stop during this global pandemic, so neither will we. The Guam chapter of the American Red Cross is calling on the continued support of the community to assist with their mission of providing disaster relief and recovery efforts, military family support, and life-saving training and certifications. In times of emergency, our support will not waver, and we pray that your support of our efforts will continue as well. We invite you to join us in commemorating our 20th annual signature fundraiser virtually this year by supporting the Red Ball in a Box. We will be delivering special red boxes, which include a 4-course dinner from Micronesian Chefs Association and wine to our patrons and sponsors. As a sponsor, your company and message will also be featured in a special television tribute to the Guam chapter of the American Red Cross. For sponsorship opportunities and more information, please call 688-0280 or visit our Instagram or Facebook page. Let's support our community. Though we're apart, we're still together in generosity.
Thrive, a coalition for a drug-free Dedido, is an active partnership of community members and leaders committed to a vibrant, resilient, and empowered Dedido. It takes a village to raise healthy and drug-free youth. Thrive with us. Find us online or email thrive@westcare.com. GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Pepsi Guam Bottling, a local company. We produce your favorite products right here on island, like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Hanum, Chamorro Punch, Tropical Ice, and more. We've invested millions into local production and will continue to upgrade our facilities and provide local jobs so you can truly buy local. Our long history of producing the freshest and best products will continue. This is our vision. Pepsi Guam Bottling.
For all of those who love this spooky time of year, KYM brings you an adventure to clear. Choose your path through a virtual trick-or-treat. Hope you get through it without too much heat. Go to KYM News IG for this fun and collect your prize when all is done. Take on this adventure on October 26th and let this be your Halloween fix. It's fun for all in the family too. Happy Halloween wishes to them and to you.
Uproar Race to 21 Challenge. 2020 is 1 year we can't wait to put in the rearview mirror. So lace up, get ready, set, and run to 21 with the Guam Rona Challenge. Join the virtual challenge starting now through December 31st. Go at your own pace and select from 100, 2, or the 300-mile challenge. To register, visit runtochallenge.com. Special thanks to KUAM Communications, Trench Challenge, and Kill Cliff. This is an Uproar event. Proceeds benefit the Special Olympics Guam.
The holidays are almost here, and we could all use an extra dose of cheer and joy this year. So, we're breaking the rules and giving you a holiday head start on Breeze 93.9 FM. Throughout the months of October and November, listen to the special holiday head start blocks of all the season's favorites from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and again from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Let's try to make spirits bright and make this the most wonderful time of the year. Happy holidays from Breeze. Celebrate National Pizza Month with the Pepsi Pizza Report. Pepsi helps celebrate this tasty month with an easy way for you to win Pepsi and pizza. Post a photo of yourself enjoying your favorite Pepsi beverage to KOM News or Uno Instagram or Facebook pages to enter to win Pepsi and pizza from one of our pizza sponsors. Catch the Pepsi Pizza Report every Thursday on KOM News' The Link Morning Show and on the social media pages of KOM News for reports, tastings, and everything pizza and Pepsi. The Christmas Pops Virtual Holiday Shopping Fair is coming on Sunday, November 29th. It's the third annual Christmas Pops event with local artisans, crafters, and businesses in a reimagined and safe way for you to shop. As many small businesses struggle to survive, the call to buy local is greater than ever. To learn more and participate in this one-of-a-kind multimedia marketplace event on the stations and digital platforms of KOAM Communications, bringing together the island's biggest array of local vendors, email bettyann@koam.com or visit koam.com. Presented to you by Stroll Courier. Get all your packages, documents, and gifts delivered island-wide. Visit strollguam.com/courier and book a delivery today.
We got your 6.
At 6 a.m. with The Link on Breeze 93.9 FM. Bree and I connect you with all the latest news and information you need to know to start your day.
Then check back with Guam's news leader at 6 p.m. for the day's top headlines with KUAM News Primetime.
From 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and everything else in between with KUAM Digital, we got your 6. Good stuff, man. Youthful elders. I know Rick Hernandez, a big part of this group, he's staying off in the States. Bree, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about our next segment here?
Yeah, we're going to continue our Decision 2020 candidate interviews, and we've moved on now to interviewing some of your mayoral and vice mayoral candidates, and we have in our Zoom room candidates for mayor and vice mayor from the village of Agate, who will be interviewing shortly. We also have candidates for mayor from Essen Maina, and then we'll head over to PD. So the rules of engagement for our forum: everybody gets 2 minutes for their intro, their responses to our questions, as well as 2 minutes for your closing statements. And we're going to begin in the village of Agate.
You got to say it like that, Bree.
Okay.
You say it with your chest.
I know how to say it.
I know,
very
you
well.
know, I know.
So we'll start with candidate for mayor. We have
incumbent mayor Kevin Siswico with your introductory remarks.
Happy to everyone from our beautiful village of Agate. Mabuhay to one and all. Thank you so much to our dear people of Agate for allowing me the last almost 4 years the opportunity to serve you as your mayor. It has been quite an honor and a privilege to be in this position. We together in our administration with the vice mayor have done so much for our beautiful village, and it's our hope that we can continue to serve our beautiful people and to continue on with all of our projects that we have and that we've already delivered for you. We expect, of course, that with this COVID, things have slowed down a bit, but we always look for the brighter side down here in our village, and we pray for the best for everybody. And we still have many tasks that we have ahead of us and many projects that we have that we would like to fulfill. And given that opportunity, I really look forward to serving you. We've delivered so much for our beautiful village down here. From just about every month, we have something for our community, whether it's the Easter extravaganza, the Halloween extravaganza, of course, Agate being known for the best festival in Ireland, the Agate Mango Festival. That only gets bigger and better every single year, and it's just unfortunate that we didn't have it this year, but we look forward to 2021, and of course, having another grand festival for our people, not only for our village, but of course for the entire island that we can share. We've done again so much, from the renovations that we've completed, from the gym, from the senior citizen center, to our office, to all the way down to even just trying to get roads done and paved in our village. With the many challenges that we were faced, we were never alone, because we were always together with our people.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much for allowing us.
Right, we did invite your competitor, Mary Ann Charfris, to be on our program, but unfortunately, we're not able to connect with her.
Right.
So we're going to move on to the vice mayoral candidates, and we'll start with Jocelyn.
Okay, Jocelyn is not
Also?
she's not making it either. She messaged me late last night and said she's working on some project in the village. So we do have the incumbent vice mayor, Chris Farron. And Vice, if you could, we'll give you a couple minutes here to address the audience starting now. Unmute, Vice.
Good morning, and off a day. Thank you, guys. I know you said that's enough with the thank yous for having you on, because it's a no, I'm gonna thank you guys again.
Right.
Hope everyone's well. My name's Chris Farron. I'm the incumbent vice mayor of Agate. For those that don't know me, my parents are Robert and Annie Farron. My paternal grandparents are Jose Babalta and Rosa Tapasnia Farron. My maternal are Santiago Sustigir and Agnes Nereduk Sucodito. I have 4 siblings, my sister Kathy, my brother Robert, my brother Sandy, and my brother Lenny. And I have a beautiful daughter, Jada. It's been an honor to serve the great community of Agate this past coming on 4 years. And I hopefully have the chance to serve again with my partner, Mayor Kevin Siswico, and continue to complete what we've started. There's been so much done in our community. I'm reiterating what the mayor said, as far as our gym being renovated, and the gym not only being utilized by our community, but also shared with Mount Carmel School. So, that's the partnership we have with, that we try to build more on. With the private-public partnership, whether it be our mom and pop stores here in Agate, or even the community itself. Just to name a few, with the abandoned vehicles, that the recycling project that we just did, we've hauled away maybe close to 200 vehicles just within this last administration, and that's quite an accomplishment considering, what we were able to do with the funding that was available for us.
Thank you, Vice. Time's up, Vice.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to Asen Maina, and we will start with Michelle Titano. You have 2 minutes.
Yeah, Michelle is on the Republican side of the ballot. Michelle Hope Titano, again, mayoral candidate for Asen Maina. Good morning, Michelle. You have 2 minutes to address the audience, starting now.
Woohoo! Good morning, Manana Sidus, Tauta Guam, Tauta Asamaina, actually Adelup and Nimitsil as well. I am Michelle Hotaitano. Hopefully you can see that. Just a little intro up front. I'm going to ask you, I humbly ask for your vote. I am originally from Asin. My parents are Jesus Leon Guerrero Taitano, Pilar Cruz Taitano, and of course they've gone to heaven now. I am a God-fearing woman, and I love serving people. I love taking care of things and making sure we run efficiently as we can. And with or without funding, I know we're so strapped. We've been so strapped. The government has been so strapped all these many years. But it's about networking and resourcing and finding grant opportunities. Thank you, Kevin and Jesse. You guys have really, I've seen a lot of work done in your villages, and if you guys can do it, we can do it too, and we can do more of it. And I'm running because I know we can make improvements and we can improve our quality of life. And so I am number one on the ballot, Michelle Hope Taitano. And again, one of the things I'd like to do is establish a mayor's office, a site in Maina, so that Maina residents can also have direct access, a little bit more access, and a little bit more effective customer service up there in Maina. And of course, everybody can still use Asin and or the Maina office. So I humbly thank you, Jason, Chris, for just being able to be here, and Kat, to be here today. KUAM, thank you so much. God bless.
All right, we humbly say you're welcome. And now let's get on mayor candidate John Gumatauto. He's running for Asen Maina. Mayor John, we'll give you 2 minutes to address the audience, starting now.
All right, thank you. Thank you again, Chris, Sabrina, KOEM, and your following for allowing this opportunity to voice and vote out. My philosophy is treat others the way that you want your family members to be treated, with dignity and respect. I am the son of the late Antonio Sablan and Susan Santos Gumatauto, and the great-grandson of Santiago Afligui and Ana Limpiaco, who is a two-term former commissioner of Asan. I am also the grandson of Joaquin Sigüenza and Josefina Limpiaco Santos, former commissioner. Through my 25 years of public service with the government of Guam, my military service, and active membership in the parish council, I believe I will be able to lead and execute the duties and responsibilities as mayor and provide the resources the community deserves. I want to help make Asen and Maina better for future generations. If elected, my expertise is bringing the right people together to help solve problems. I am confident that the incredible Tautau Asen and Maina will accomplish great things together. So some of my goals for Maina is to establish a new multi-purpose court in the village by way of partnership with private landowners or either through a government of Guam land exchange, because we know that the resources of government land in Maina is very scarce. I also want to address the nearly a decade of issues regarding return lands, regarding the utilities and government services. For Asen, I would like to...
Thank you, John. Time's up.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
We'll now move to the incumbent here, Mayor of Asen Maina, Mayor Frankie Salas. Good morning, Mayor. You have 2 minutes to address the audience, starting now.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chris. Thank you. And Sabrina for allowing me for this interview. Anyway, I just, I would say thank you again for allowing me and Wednesday off today. And like I said, yes, I'm running for this re-election, for this election, and I'm still serving for our village. And I'm very happy, I'm very proud, and I would like to say improve our continuous improvement to our villages. And some of these issues is not to be limited, I know this upgrading on the storm drainages is to prevent flooding and erosions to other villages in Asan and Memorial Park. And there's a lot of issues that we need to improve in our village. Maina, we have a lot of things that I've done already, clearing up the road, for that big, large trees. And also, the reason why we're running for this is that I want to continue to complete the projects I'm doing. The community center at Weiss is that it's under renovation right now. So the basketball court, now because the basketball court is almost done, lights are going up. I know because of this pandemic, what's going on, there's no sports going on. In fact, I'm trying and working out with DPW and Waterworks. They can start working more on the storm drains that we're having issues right now. For Maina, the Funky Bridge is dilapidated already. It needs renovation, new guardrails for Maina, and so with the limits hill, turn road. And again, I always, what about beautification in our village and safety? We have the neighborhood watch program, and of course, I'm trying to.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Time's up. Let's go ahead and move along to PD now, where we have a challenger to incumbent Mayor Jesse Allig, Frank Cabrera. Frank, you have 2 minutes to address the audience as a PD mayor candidate starting now. Unmute.
Yeah, I didn't read it.
Unmute. Frank, unmute. Yeah. And again, all right. Okay, Frank, go ahead.
Hello, good morning. I wanted to say this morning because it's been raining. It's dampened my spirits a bit. I hate rain. It's too much. Anyway, I'm running against the incumbent of PD mayor because we have different perceptions of programs of what we want to do for our village. My focus would be on at least 4 things. One is addressing government and private impacts to our village. Number 2 would be like environmental, pollution. Number 3 would be diversifying our sports into other sports activities like into tennis, golfing, volleyball, etc. And number 4 would be to develop a kind of branding for my village because other villages have kind of like for their village. Agate, for example, having a mango festival, Manila Doni Festival, Talafofo Banana Festival, Jigo, I think Citrus Festival. For PD, I like to develop a kind of like having the best community parks and develop that slowly into maybe a theme park, maybe grow it into like a Disney park, not as grand, but
thank you, Frank. Time's up, Frank.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Agamos. Mayor Allig of PD, incumbent Mayor Jesse Allig, you have 2 minutes to address the village starting now.
Thank you. Half a day to the beautiful people of PD. I want to thank you for allowing me to serve my first term as your mayor. I committed to you at the very beginning to build a culture of life in the community. And I believe that we have been successful by the work we have done for not only our Manhobin, our Manamko, but our families. And I look forward to serving you more and to doing more for you and for your families. Viva PT Pride. Thank you.
All right. I think, do we have Mayanne? Yeah, Mayanne has just jumped on here, and she's a candidate for Agate Mayor. So, Mayanne, thanks for joining us. We're going to go ahead and get right into it and give you 2 minutes to address the audience with your opening statement starting now.
All right. Buenas and alpha day, everyone. Most especially to our Agate residents. I am Mayanne Babalta Charfers, the sole Democrat candidate running for your mayor of Agate. I am also a resident of Agate with deep and long roots. I've worked at the village of Agate at the school for almost 20 years. And with that said, I've also have my husband who's a career military soldier of 37 years. I put myself out into this line.
Stand by, man. I'm sorry, Frank.
Yes.
Could you mute your microphone, please? Frank, thank you. Can you mute because you're talking over the other candidates? Thank you.
Okay, there's class going on in the background. My grandbaby's having
No,
class
we had
too,
some stuff over here too. Go on, man. I'm sorry about that. I apologize on behalf of Frank.
Okay,
And so continue. Go ahead.
Well, since I'm starting over, let me first of all apologize. I just got in from waving out there early this morning, and was it Mr. Frank Cabrera, rain or shine, I'm out there. So first of all, I want to introduce myself once again. I'm Mayanne Babalta Charfers, the sole Democrat candidate running for your Agate mayor. To all my Agate residents, Biba Haget, and I'm asking you for your support, your vote, to help me be your voice to make some improvements in Agate. I'm stepping up to the plate, not only because I am a former teacher, but because I truly believe that it's I'm at this point of my life where I have the responsibility to speak up for the community. I am not happy with the current situation, so I'm putting myself out there once again to all my former students, especially who I want to encourage and to impact their lives and the things that they do today, that this is just the beginning. Together we are stronger, together we can, with me, Mayanne, for Agate Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayanne. Bree?
Start with questions?
Yeah.
Okay. What makes you a better candidate than your opponents? Why should we vote for you or your constituents? We'll start with you, Mr. Cabrera. You'll need to unmute. Please.
Unmute.
Mr. Cabrera, you need to unmute.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, you have 2 minutes.
Okay. It's I guess we just have different programs, and my programs, like I mentioned earlier, was like to develop a kind of branding for my village PD, address the government and private impact to our village, basically to diversify our sports activities, and not just in baseball, but into other sports activities like tennis, golf, and volleyball, and to others, and also basically to I think I said 3 or 4 of that, and you can ask me questions on how would I branding PD. I want PD to be to develop to be said that we have the best community parks, and then we could develop that further into maybe a theme park, and then the environmental impacts to our village. I mean, just recently, I think it was Friday or Saturday, when they had a beach advisory report mentioning that PD's beaches were polluted and not to swim in it. So how can we let our residents use our beaches and even tourists use our beaches if it's always this is a continuous thing? It's been more than 20 years that this has happened, and it's from all the way from Agana all the way down south to Mauricio, this economic advisory on the beaches. And this is basically the whole western side of Guam. So I try to find a solution, work with EPA and find a solution on how we can address the environment, how to clear up our beaches so that our residents, those who love swimming in the beaches can swim, and also tourist residents.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Time's up.
Thanks, Frank. And now your opponent, Mr. Jesse.
Mayor Alec.
Mayor Alec. What makes you a better?
I feel I'm the best candidate, and because I love PT, I love the people, I love to serve, and I'm compassionate, I believe. And we may not always agree on a particular subject or point of view, but I'm always willing to talk and always willing to reason. So I feel that's really why it makes me the best candidate, because I feel like I'm compassionate and listening and making sure that I hear both sides of the story before I make a decision. But most of all, because I love PT and I love the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Let's stroll over to SN Maina. Is Mayor Frankie there? I thought I saw him earlier. He's not there? Yes. Okay, no, he's not in this chair. Okay, so, John, what makes you a better candidate than your opponents?
Well, I love Asan and Maina. I love the people in it. My 25 years of government service, my military training. I'm, of course, a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom. I'm an active member in the Nino Perdido Isagrada Familia Parish Council, and I believe all my leadership skills will help run the office of mayor.
Thank you. Michelle, what makes you a better candidate than John and the incumbent, Mr. Salas?
Hey, good morning. Thank you, Sabrina. Again, Michelle Hope Titan. I'm number 1 on the ballot for Asamiina Mayor, and I humbly ask for your vote up front. I am set apart. I've studied at UOG, GCC. I went to the States, been in the States for about 16 years, and I've had various backgrounds in business. I was a realtor in the States, and I was also a business owner and manager. And I had 12 stores in 8 states, and I was a forerunner in that and setting those stores up. And so that background, there's a lot of logistics as well as legal items that need to be sorted and researched prior to setting up a store in each of those states. So also I've worked in government here upon return back to the island, but I've been here a long time. I've served as a chairwoman of the Guam Parole Board, and I've done that for 11 years, and I did that gladly, joyfully for 11 years. Well, 8 of those were as chairperson, but I served as member for 11 years. I'm thankful. I love to serve, and I, again, love to help people. And also, I'm the district cabinet secretary for the Lions Club International. It's the largest service organization in the world. I'm active with that. And then also just being able to I've done so much public service since I've been back on island. I've done a couple of dance troupes or in the village a while back, and I like to start some youth programs, and then also address our villagers' concerns. That's going to be the top priority, is listening to them and addressing their concerns and completing what needs to be done. Again, my name is Michelle Hope, title number 1 on the ballot. I humbly ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. And now to, there you are.
All right. Incumbent Mayor of Asan Maina, Mayor Frankie Salas, you have 2 minutes to respond to the question. The question is, what makes you a better candidate than your opponents in this mayoral election? Mayor Salas, your 2-minute answer period starts now. Please unmute. Unmute, Mayor.
Unmute.
Mayor, you need to unmute. Press the unmute button on microphone on the Zoom. You're almost there. Yeah, just press. There you go. All right. Okay. So your 2 minutes starts now.
Okay. Again, thank you. And buenas noches. My name is Frankie A. Solas, mayor of the most beautiful village of Asan Maina, to include Aguilup and Limitio. I'm running for this re-election to provide continuous improvement to our villages. Some of these issues include, but not limited to, upgrading our storm drainages to prevent flooding and erosions throughout the villages and the Asan Memorial Park. Resurface the secondary road and install guardrail, especially in the village of Maina and Turner Road in Limitio. Replace the dilapidated guardrails on Fanti Bridge, water issues to part of Maina, as well as street lights. As you know, this next term will be more challenging due to this pandemic, compounded with the budget constraints our government is facing, but I will strive to find ways and other means by maximizing our resource to accomplish the required needs of our villages. So as you go out to vote, I humbly ask for your vote of confidence. Vote for me, number one, on the Democratic Party. Most importantly, stay safe by wearing your mask, wash and sanitize your hand, and watch your social distance. Viva Asan Maina! Viva Democrat! Wow. I am Frankie A. Solas, and I approve this message.
Thank you, Mayor. Sorry, guys, that Biba wasn't an endorsement. It's in my culture. When I hear a Biba, I got a Biba back. Next, Bree, or let's go to Agate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Agate, we'll go ahead and start with incumbent Mayor Kevin Siswico. 2 minutes to respond to the question, and the question is, what makes you a better candidate than your opponent? Starting now, Mayor.
Again, to my dear people of Agate, it's been an honor and a privilege to serve you this last term as your mayor, and of course my first term as your vice mayor. My experience here, I think, it speaks for itself. In my 5 years being here to serve our people, in order to serve the people in which you're getting ready to serve, you must first know your people. You must first know your village and what it's encountered with them. We have a lot of challenges. We have a lot of difficult projects and tasks, but there's not one of them that we were not able to forge ahead and to do together. We've had many different things and projects again, and the people of Agate's in my heart. I live, eat, and breathe for the people of Agate. I'm not a retiree. This is my bread and butter, and so every day I wake up to serve my people, and it's always been my honor. And I look forward again to serving you if given the chance. Of course, I'm the only Republican that's running. Please consider me with your vote, another vote of confidence, so that we can continue to deliver with our people the best services that we have already delivered in the past 4 years. Thank you again so much.
Thank you, Mayor. And we'll go with the challenger, Mayan B. Chapfuris. 2 minutes to respond to the question, what makes you a better candidate than your opponent?
Okay, well, thank you again for that question. What makes me a better candidate? Well, first of all, as a military spouse for over 37 years and a dedicated and a proactive teacher for almost 20 years, this has been a part of my life. And with this life experiences that I bring to the table, it has not only brought me a wealth of skills and enthusiasms, but it has also helped me to successfully plan and execute programs that I've been involved in the past. These life experiences have not only molded me to who I am today, it is the driving force. It is the driving force that is impetuous for me to complete all the tasks for the village of Agate, regardless of how difficult and how challenging it is. It is now time that I step up to step up my service to the people of Agate by utilizing all that I know, all the skills that I've encountered through my years of as a military spouse and an educator. And all these ability that I have to work with others that I have known through the years, they've also helped me to mold me to be this person I am today. So with all that said, this is going to help me move Agate so that it is a new and improved municipality of the village of Agate. And I am Mayor Babata Charpers. And that's thank you for your for your question.
Thank you, man. Vice Mayor of Agate, Chris Farron, what makes you a better candidate than your opponents? Starting now, you have 2 minutes, Vice.
Afade, Chris, first of all, I'm not better than my opponent. I'm not a better candidate. I'll leave that to the people to decide, and we'll base it on what was accomplished. And it's always been my passion to serve the people of Agate. I've coached baseball since early 2000. I've led the youth from 13 to 15, 9 to 12. On the youth baseball. I've also introduced the Agate intramural basketball for our Fiesta, which was a successful league. We've improved our basketball court. We've added the lights. Our Acacia Beach Park in Agate across the 76 gas station, which has been an eyesore, has finally come to light and is beautiful. So, the accomplishments as a public service is not only for myself, and it's never been about myself. It's always been about the people, especially our youth. When the schools call and they come up to me and ask to assist them with their tomorrow events, I'm always there. We get the staff on there, and it's about showing support to them. I ask you, the people of Agate, let you decide who's the better candidate. Come out and vote November 3rd. Vote. I humbly ask for your vote. Chris Farron on the Republican side. Thank you, and Jesus Mossy.
Thank you, Vice. Bree, next question.
Okay, again. All right.
Oh, you want,
how will you, we're in COVID right now, how will you reach out to our island's Manumco and our youth during this time when taking into consideration social distancing and how we're supposed to stay apart? So what are your ideas? What do you plan on doing to make sure, that those two groups are okay? And we'll start with in PD.
Yeah, let's start in PD with Mr. Cabrera, Frank Cabrera, who is a candidate for PD mayor. Mr. Frank, you have 2 minutes to respond to Sabrina's question, starting now.
You'll need to unmute Mr. Cabrera. Press the little microphone. There you go.
Oh. I think you pressed it too hard.
Press it one more time, sir.
Press it one more time like this. And again. All right.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to develop an interactive programs between the Manumco mid-level, people and the youth through an interactive program. The senior citizens have a lot. They've have experience. They've grown to adulthood, and they have a lot to share. The youth are going to school. They're learning all these new social interactive programs. So what I like to do is maybe have the youth kind of like teach the Manumco how to use email, and in return, in exchange, maybe the Manumco can teach the kids how to bake cookies, cake, to kamju, to grate coconut, to maybe throw a talaza. So I'd like to find what the Manumcos have and what the youth have, and we can share these things that what they don't have. I mean, they can, basically share and exchange.
Thank you. Jesse? Mayor Alex?
Well, so I'm excited because we've been working with our Manumco and our Manhobin throughout the pandemic. As an example, for May, our Manumco month, we actually had a virtual trivia, a Manumco trivia. So we keep in touch with them. You'll be surprised that Manumco do know how to email and do know how to Zoom and do know how to use Facebook Live. So we keep in contact that way, and we'll continue to do that. we continue to shop for them if they need groceries at the store so they're safe. We'll continue to purchase necessary supplies for them so that they're safe. And we have constant communication with most of our Manamko that need the assistance, the special assistance, especially those that are homebound and those that live alone, and of course those that are disabled. So we have constant communication, and we're always willing to help them for whatever they need, with whatever they need. As far as our Manahobin, I'm so proud to say that we're together with one of our teachers in PD. We're working on a community learning pod, and we've actually started that last week. And so we can reach out, or we've been reaching out to our young people who need homework assistance and some mentoring. We'll continue to provide once AmeriCorps gets on board again this coming November. We'll continue to provide the mentoring and tutoring services that we have been providing for our young people who so desperately need just to talk to someone in these times. And so those are the ways that we're reaching out to our Manamko and our members. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's move on to Agate. And we'll start with the challenger to the incumbent mayoral candidate, Mayan B. Charfris. Mayan, you have 2 minutes to respond to the question starting now.
Okay, so let me reiterate your question. You're asking what would I do in the situation we are with the pandemic. Am I correct?
Right. What programs do you plan to?
All right. So let me go ahead and share with you what I have in mind. So of course, as we all know, no one expected this pandemic. We're in the midst of a new norm of life. So I would like to start off by helping the community have a behavioral mind change. This mind change is in getting out there and being more fit by taking up more time to exercise, of course, with your distancing in mind, but having things like this where we not only have places for them to walk, but places that are bikeable. I would also like to see our community be more sufficient by growing their own backyard farm. At the school level, I'm an advocate of school to farm. I've worked really long and hard hours trying to get our kids to start up the gardening at our school. So with that said, why not take it out to the bigger community and have the parents, the home front, be the prime example to do this. We can't at this point, because of the limitations that we have and the unknowns of what we are dealing with, we are just going to have to remember our 3 W's. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and wash your hands. So with that said, at this point, we're all going to have to just be safe, follow what is needed to be followed with our guidance and our guidelines, and from there, we'll take it from there. But I do believe that we will get over this together, because together we are stronger. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayan. And we'll go now to incumbent Mayor of Agate, Mayor Kevin Siswico. Mayor, you have 2 minutes to respond to the question starting now.
Our office, Chris and Bria, have actually been working together with our Manamko, whether it's to deliver the food commodities to them, or whether it's us being with them as they come to the senior center on a daily basis to meet with us, to pick up their lunches, or even going down to as far as the youth. We're in the youth. Whenever we have anything from the school, whether it's packets that need to be distributed, whether it's even the food from the school that needs to be delivered, we deliver that for them. And any call that comes into our office, whether it's for a senior or whether for a Manamko, or whether it's for the middle age, our office is there to already serve them. And we try our best. Because of the pandemic, we remind everybody to, of course, stay home and practice all social distancing. And our office is there to actually go out there and serve them. So we've been in contact with our seniors, we've been in contact with our youth, and we've been in touch with our community as a whole during this whole pandemic. And it's nice to see that, of course, our numbers are still at a low, but we still remind everybody that we can only get through this together if we're as one, and we're all practicing of course, all the CDC guidelines. So we have been in contact with them, and we continue to serve on a daily basis.
Thank you, Mayor. Vice Mayor Chris Farron of Agate, you have 2 minutes to respond to the question.
And I'm sorry,
starting
can
now.
you repeat the question?
What would
Can you repeat the
Yes, I can. If elected or re-elected, in your case, what would you do to better communicate with Manumco and the youth, given all the restrictions and protocols and risks that are in place because of the COVID-19 pandemic? 2 minutes, Vice.
All right, thank
starts
you.
now, of course.
I don't think anybody was ever prepared for this. And, together we learn, together we will get through this. But everything in place, we've never stopped servicing our youth. We've never stopped servicing our Manumco. And, like the mayor said, we continue to serve our people. We of course follow our guidelines, be as safe as we can. And, we adapt to what comes our way. And that's just the island way. We're resilient people, whether we're Chamorro, Filipino, it does not discriminate. And this pandemic does not discriminate. We will continue to practice our social distancing and everything else that the CDC requires, but we will not stop servicing our people. Biba, God bless, and stay safe.
Thank you, Vice. Let's go down to Asan Maina now, where we'll start with John Gumatautau. John, you have 2 minutes to respond to the question, starting now.
All right, thank you. My goal is to ensure senior citizens have access to activities and programs not currently afforded to them at this community. Mayor Hoffman, for instance, has an awesome program. I'd like to bring that, learn from him and bring it to our village. With the youth for Asan, I would like to renovate the multi-purpose court, establish a permanent roof over it, so that way the kids can exercise and play basketball or whatever games they have indoors, especially during inclement weather. For veterans, I want to engage our veterans, especially since the Veterans Office is right here at home. I'll work closely with them to assist our veterans in Asan and Maina and also throughout the island with any updated information on their benefits. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Michelle Hope Titano, 2 minutes to respond to the question, starting now.
Today again, Michelle Hope Titano on the Republican number 1 for Asan Maina Mayor. Thank you, Chris. So the seniors, our Manumco, are very valued and very respected. So I like to, of course, keep in contact, close contact with them via different formats. I know some of them may have some internet and some may not. So whether it's through via telephone and or just driving up to their home and of course practicing social distance, wearing the mask, and actually see what their concerns are. What do they want? I mean, I would like to see more programs for them. But at this point in time, with this pandemic, which we don't know what's going to happen, I like to just kind of get a general consensus of a majority of what they want and then actually implement that. However, I'd like to, it was in my plan to go ahead and provide those more interactive, more customer service oriented, giving them, if they want to come down to the mayor's office or the community center to engage in a program or to go to another program that's nearby, then I would be able to arrange for that and give them that transportation. Especially those who don't drive. There are some who drive. They're still spry. Good for you, right? So, doing that as well as being able to service the youth. Of course, the youth. I'd like to utilize more of the mayor's office right now to provide a tech room, which is basically a computer lab, and provide computers and of course have an internet so that the kids who don't have internet at home can be able to work online and learn more computer skills so that they can be able to
Thank you, Michelle.
do the
Time's
social
up.
distance. And thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Frankie Salas, Mayor of Asan Maina, you have 2 minutes to respond to the question starting now, Mayor. Unmute. 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 Mayor, unmute.
Okay. Ready?
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, my computer went out malfunction for a while. Anyways, thank you again. And yeah, of course, the Manamco, we always honor the Manamco almost every day. Practically, we will never forget them. Releasing that, releasing numbers of this Manamco. But even that, even our community center, we're still serving, lunch plates for the Manamcons, so of the youth. For the past, I think 4 or 5 months ago, when we asked the Department of Education lunch plate passed out with the community, we do delivery in a social, we call that in our guidelines that we have to wear masks and of course gloves. And we have the Manamcos that we have is we have before this COVID, we have plenty of Christmas, the Manamco month that we celebrate before this COVID, and we always celebrate too for Thanksgiving and of course Christmas. And most likely we have these fiestas that we have in Asan and to include the Maina. And most likely the most important is this Manamco that anything with emergency, like typhoon, I always have to make contact with them, especially if there's power outage. I have to prepare the generator to get them ready, especially if there are, we call that bed patients when they need oxygen. These are the things that are very important because of this pandemic that we have. We cannot bring people in here and establish a gathering. And for now, we have this food drive-through commodities that we always receive. The second time, we have this.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor.
Yes.
Time's up. Thank you, Mayor. Last bit of time here, mayors and vice mayors, candidates. We're going to get into your closing statements, and we'll each give you a minute to close and address the people of Guam here and the residents of your respective villages. And that 1 minute closing statement will start now. And we'll go ahead and start with candidate for Agate Mayor, Mayan B. Charfaris. 1 minute closing statement starts now, Mayan.
Question. I'm sorry. Can you reiterate that question? I have a 3-year-old sitting here. I'm sorry.
1 minute closing statement starts now.
Okay, great. Okay. All right. My people of Agate, I am Mayan Babata Charfaris, the sole Democrat candidate running for your mayor. Please give me your one vote and help me improve Agate. Help me to be the voice for you. Together we can with Mayan. Please vote number 1 on the Democrat ticket. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayan. Appreciate it. If you're going to go ahead and leave since we are done, please grab some of the virtual.
Gooseria.
Oh, man. Jason made virtual Gooseria. Good luck with that, guys. I don't know if last time he made it, he mixed up the sugar and the salt, so. All right. Thank you, Mayan. And now let's move along to incumbent Agate Mayor, Mayor Kevin Siswico. Mayor, you have 1 minute to address your village, starting now.
Afari, again, to my dear people of Agate, I humbly ask for your continued support on this coming election on the 3rd, to vote for me, to once again to come back and to serve you, our good people. And just as a reminder, we do have our annual Halloween extravaganza in which we are planning for. We'll be doing a candy run on Friday for the kids, so please be expecting that throughout the village. Again, I'm Mayor Kevin Siswico. I look forward to serving you again. It's been my honor and my pleasure. Biba Hagat. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. Vice Mayor Chris Farron of Agate. You have 1 minute closing statement starting now. Vice.
Half a day, my people of Agate. Half a day, my people of Agate. I am Vice Mayor Chris Farron for your continued support this coming November 3rd. I ask to continue to serve you in the capacity that I have enjoyed for the past 3 years. Undang Kluna Jesus Maasi, maraming salamat po, and take care. God bless.
Thank you, Vice. Grab some virtual gooseria on your way out, okay, for the staff.
Thank you.
That's that. Okay, and now let's move on to Asin Maina. Let's go ahead and give John Gumatauta, who's running for Asin Maina mayor, 1 minute closing statement to address the audience. John, your 1 minute starts now.
Today, and thank you. Like I said, I love Asin and Maina and its people. I humbly ask on next Tuesday, November 3rd, I ask Tautau Asin and Tautau Maina to please vote for me, John Gumatauta, number 2 on the Democrat side of the ballot.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Grab the gooseria virtual on your way out, okay? Michelle Hope Taitano, you have a 1 minute closing statement to the people of Guam starting now, Michelle.
All right, thank you. Again, Chris and Bree, KUAM, for putting this on, virtual Zoom for us to meet with the people for Asin Maina, Adelup, and Nimitsil. I address you, I thank you, I humbly ask for your vote. I'm number 1 on the Republican ticket. Although I'm a Republican, woohoo, Viva Republican, I serve all people. So I humbly ask for your vote. And there's a lot of work to do. I'm a hard worker and I'm a public servant at heart. I love to serve and I love people as well. And we want to just be able to create more programs. And of course, keeping in mind with the COVID situation, staying safe. So please do stay safe, continue wearing your mask, social distancing, and hopefully in prayer, pray that the Lord will allow us to get out of this pandemic situation. Again, thank you so much. My name is Michelle Hope Taitano, number 1 on the Republican ballot for mayor of Asin Maina. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. And now incumbent.
Can I have some gojuria too?
Yeah, of course. You know, everybody can have the gooseria. It's for.
All right. Woohoo!
Yeah, but Michelle, please use the tongs to just sort of. Can we put the tongs there? So you're gonna have to grab it with the tongs, okay? It's like that video game. Remember the one you used to never win at the the claw. Okay, let's get back into it. That was kind of weird. Incumbent Mayor Frankie Salas, the mayor of Asin Maina. Mayor Salas, you have 1 minute closing statement. Please unmute your microphone and address the people of Guam in 1 minute, starting now.
Okay, buenas again. I'd like to say buenas and affidavit to my village from Asin Maina to include Adelup and Nimitsil. Again, I would like to say I only ask for your vote. Vote for me on number 1 on the Democrat side. Don't forget to vote on, hello?
You're good.
Yes. Don't forget to vote me on number 1 on the Democrat side on November 3rd. And again, I will continue service again for our villages, and I'll looking forward to make it more better for our community, especially the safety, the beautification, and of course the erosions that we have. But let's work together again, and I'll continue the service for our village. And I'd like to say this coming Saturday we're having a Halloween drive-through here in Nassau Community Center. We're having candies and toys. Please bring the family and join us. There's no social distancing; it's just a drive-through.
Thank you, Mayor. Time's up.
Thank you.
Okay, Mayor. Grab that gooseria. Make sure you say get some for the staff. And Michelle, there's still gooseria, right? Okay. All right. Okay, and again to our candidates from Asin Maina, thank you guys so much for joining us in our KUAM Decision 2020 candidate forum. We go now to the village of PT, where challenger to the incumbent, Frank Cabrera, is standing by, ready to unmute your mic, Mr. Frank, to deliver a 1 minute closing statement to the people. Starting now, Mr. Frank, go ahead.
Okay, I will be hopefully be passing out my flyer, saying more about me on either Wednesday or Thursday. But basically, I will be addressing, environmental pollution of our beaches in PD. Basically, relaxation, having leisure through development of community parks here in PD. Hopefully, I can get back the former USO park and develop another park. Basically, right now we only have 2 public parks, Santos Memorial Park and the Fisheye Park. And people come and enjoy themselves. So I want them to increase their relaxation to further development of more parks in PD. Also, youth opportunities in other sports activities, in tennis, in golf, in soccer. Hopefully, I can work something out with people who are into these sports activities and bring it to PD.
Thank you, Frank.
Okay, thank you so much, too.
Grab some goosery on your way out, Mr. Frank.
Okay, I prefer.
That probably been,
commentary.
yeah.
The commentary is probably more exciting than the interviews. That's not part of my 1 minute.
No, it's not. You're not. I haven't started the clock yet, Mayor. Okay, 1 minute to close with your closing statement. PD Mayor Jesse Allig, and 1 minute starts now, Mayor.
Thank you again. So I really do want to thank the good Lord for this opportunity, because he truly has blessed me with not only a beautiful village, but a beautiful and a hardworking staff that makes everything possible. I want to thank the people of PD for their trust and their confidence in me this first term. I ask you for your vote to continue the work that we started for our families, for our Manhobin, and for our Manumko. Thank you very much, and Viva PT.
Viva! Thank you, Mayor Allig. All of our candidates, good job. Good job. It's not always easy to put into words, but definitely I can sense a passion to serve your villages. And I'm all about anybody who wants to make the island better at the village level. See you guys.
Thank you. Good luck.
Esta. Well, there you have it. Agate, Asan Maina, PT. Candidates for mayor, vice mayor there. The ones you didn't see, they couldn't come, okay? So we ask everybody, you come, you come, you don't, you don't. Bree?
Right, so tomorrow we will continue our interviews with the mayoral candidates as we inch closer to the general election next week.
Wow, it's on Tuesday?
It is on Tuesday.
What the?
What villages are tomorrow?
Oh, wow, Jay.
No, because I was gonna say that just the race for Jigo is like a show in and of itself.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of people running for mayor and vice mayor Jigo.
Yep.
Rudy Matsanani is not seeking re-election, so that seat is wide
Open.
open.
Yeah. How many mayors have declared that they will not re-elect? So Mayor Rudy Matsanani in Jigo, Mayor Doris Chargaloff in Inaran.
Doris, not Chargaloff. Mayor Doris of Inaran is also not running.
No, not Tidigui. Yeah, Mayor Doris is not running.
There you go.
The rest, there are some that are unopposed that are
right.
Mayor Hoffman,
Mayor Rudy,
Paco.
Mayor Rudy Paco and
right.
MTM.
Right.
Yeah.
Mayor June.
Yeah, Mayor June Blas.
Right. Yeah.
But there might be a challenger in the vice mayor.
And this is a very, very. I mean, speaking of challenger, it's a challenging time to run for mayor because should you advance and should you win, you've got to assemble your staff. You assume all of the responsibilities of what's going on. I mean, there isn't a village on Guam that hasn't been touched by this pandemic and has immediate monumental needs and everything like that. So again, I mean, kudos to the people who have stuck their neck out and actually want to take on that job because they know what they're getting into.
Right, and the mayors, they're doing almost everything. They're front line.
Yeah. That's why I love these interviews. Very key. You know, we've mayors are kind of our go-to. A lot of times they know more than, almost all the time they know more than the senators because they're in it at the village level. And what's that saying? It takes a village to raise an island.
Mm-hmm. And it takes an island to support our mayors.
All right. And it takes the support of our mayors to have an election. And we'll be bringing you that election. Bree, a little bit about our election coverage.
So, of course, it's Super Tuesday. Our election coverage will kick off obviously we're going to have prime time at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
But after that, our election show will start at 10 p.m. and we'll go to midnight. And we'll be live, going virtual. Then we will do hourly updates just as soon as the election results come out. I did speak with Sarah Thomas Nedadog, the chair of the Democratic Party of Guam.
Right.
Just to see what they were going to be doing and if they were going to, you know, gather. And she said, no, they're not. They're going to do a lot of their, I guess, communicating with the candidates and watching the polls and the results virtually. So they're going to create a virtual, how would you say that? Like a victory party or watch party online. And so they're going to invite media to jump in. But since we're going to be having our own show, we'll be inviting them to come on our show. So we'll have analysis like we do every year. Every election year, and the results.
Nice. So I know we're getting Sean Gumatautau to come on and analyze. Anybody else we're looking at, Bree?
Well, we're going to reach out to somebody from the Democratic Party of Guam. Hopefully we can get Cliff Guzman. And then, of course, the candidates. We'll be bringing them in to our program.
So what's the feeling, Bree? Because I was kind of thinking we were in for early night just because I was anticipating a lower voter turnout. But we're actually seeing a lot of people vote early. And when I talked with my friends at the Guam Election Commission, they were saying that they're thinking of a late, early morning.
Well, yeah. They got the new machines that they're going to be using. We were supposed to touch bases with the Guam Election Commission over the weekend to get a feel on, what their plans are, how they plan on releasing the results. We weren't able to have that meeting over the weekend, so hopefully today, when they're not busy, we can schedule something to talk with Maria Pangilinan and her people. I know that they want to limit the amount of people that are going to go into Election Central at the University of Guam, for obvious reasons. And so once we find out what the rules are for the media at UOG, then we can plan on our end. But it's going to take a lot of communication with the Guam Election Commission. And so once we actually have that meeting, then we'll have a better idea, right, on how we're going to be able to present the results. But for sure, we will have the results and we will have our show.
Amen. And we'll also have the morning after. Right here on the link.
It's going to be a long night, basically.
It's going to be a never-ending.
Yeah. More so for me. And it's also going to be, the presidential election is going to be going on, too.
Oh, my God.
So while we're wrapping things up, it's going to start ramping up.
Yeah, it's going to be hot. I'm ready. So basically, you guys work all night. I'll be getting my beauty sleep because I need a lot of it. And then I'll be ready 6 a.m. with the link and all the results.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I just thought if I said it out here for you guys, my boss would go for it. But, yep, we're definitely going to be working hard to get you these results. You guys just work hard to cast those votes, okay? 10:15. Good job today, Sabrina.
Good job, Chris.
Joe, sir, good job. Jason, good job. I don't know if you guys noticed, but today it wasn't on purpose, but we kind of took a day from COVID. Of course, we had the news about COVID, but we didn't have any doctors on, and we just wanted to bring you a show on a Monday. Just to kind of make the point that there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, this whole election, right, for starters. But as always, we're going to continue to keep an eye on this virus as the numbers still up there, the test positivity rate, the deaths keep coming. So be safe. What is that?
Wear your mask.
Wash your hands.
And watch your distance.
Watch your distance. There you go. For Master Control and our KUM News team, remember we got your 6 with our primetime newscast. The show brought to you by Carrier, IT&E, Cabo Enterprises, and the Thrive Coalition. My name's Chris.
I'm Sabrina.
And since we just did these mayor, vice mayor interviews, I'll leave you with a song from a friend of mine, the late Kenjo Ada, who served as the mayor of Jotnia. Hearing a great, great song, man. He made a song that'll just last forever. I love Guam. Amen, I do. Hasta. Agupa. Adios.
Bye.